Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, because they are now down to 11-14 in second half play. They are now 4 games back of the Hillsboro Hops, who are now 1 game ahead of Eugene, as Eugene blew a 3-run lead, or my mistake, blew a 2-run lead and lost to the Spokane Indians in extra innings, while the Hillsboro Hops beat the Tri-City Dust Devils. We are now going to go back into division play, as the Volcanoes will play against the Boise Hawks. A quick recap of what happened yesterday. The Volcanoes, they never say die over the course of this game, as it looks like out in the beginning, but then in the middle of the game, it went silent, and the Aqua Sox were able to pull away. We start off in the top of the first inning, where Everett gets a run on the board on a hit by pitch by Utah Jones, a wild pitch moving him from first to third, and he scored the first run for Everett, while the Volcanoes tied the game up on an RBI single by Harrison Freed. And the Aqua Sox scored 5 runs in the top of the second to make it 6-1. The Volcanoes, that was when their attempts at a comeback started. Bottom of the second inning, 2 runs came in on a 2-run double by Marco Luciano. And after the Aqua Sox scored 1 run in the top of the third to make it 7-3, the Volcanoes scored 2 more runs on a 2-run home run by Quan Adkins that made the score 7-5. Fast forward to the top of the 7th inning, the Aqua Sox scored 2 more runs off of Volcanoes reliever Israel Cruz on an RBI single by Cade Marlowe, who went 3 for 4, and an RBI single by Carter Binns, who had 3 RBIs, and it made the score 9-5. The Volcanoes getting 2 more runs on the board on a 2-run home run by Freed, his 5th home run with the Volcanoes this year, as the final score will show that Everett beat the Volcanoes by a final score of 9-7. The Aqua Sox 9 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 8 runners left on, while Salem-Keizer, they scored 7 runs, and they had 9 hits, no errors, and they left 5 runners on. For Everett, Luis Cervello got his first win. For Salem-Keizer, Lander Baroa got his first loss. And Travis Kuhn for Everett got his 4th save of the season in a game that lasted 3 hours and 12 minutes and had an attendance of 1,959 people, as the Everett Aqua Sox will be playing the first game of a 7-game homestand starting today. As both teams are going back into division play, the Boise Hawks, the opponent here for today's game, they're already outstretched onto the field. A few players are. As we look at their uniforms, the gray pants and the black socks, the purple jerseys with the silver letters on the front and the silver numbers on the bottom left, with what looks like a green cap from over here in the distance, as the Volcanoes will look to show their dominance against the Hawks once again. They are 10-2, I believe, against the Boise Hawks this season. They have won their last 7 against Boise, dating back to that 6-game home-and-home series, the last time that these two teams faced off. 3 games here at Volcano Stadium, and then 3 games on the road at Memorial Stadium in Boise, where the Volcanoes clinched the Northwest League first half division title in the Northwest League South Division. That got them their first playoff berth since 2015. They had a number of memorable games over at Memorial Stadium. One of the more memorable ones happened in the final few games in the tail end of that home-and-home series. In the first game, the Volcanoes, they beat the Boise Hawks by a final score of 15-12 after both teams were tied at 10 apiece. At the end of regulation, at the end of 9 innings, in a game that lasted almost 4 hours. And then finally, in another game that lasted in almost 4 hours, with the Volcanoes 2 games ahead of the Hillsboro Hops with 2 games left. They needed a win in Game 2 of the 3-game road series to get the Northwest League first half title, and they did just that. They beat the Boise Hawks in 12 innings for the 2nd time this year by a final score of 4-3. The Volcanoes scored 2 runs on an RBI double by Yorlis Rodriguez and an RBI single by Simon Whiteman, who has since then been promoted up to Augusta the next day. Boise got a run on the board in the bottom of the 12th inning on a couple of wild pitches by Dare Bear Boulevard, but the Volcanoes would win by a final score of 4-3, and that would solidify the Volcanoes' chances of going to the playoffs, as Now they'll be waiting on September 4th to see who they will play. First here, the Volcanoes will look to try and get their 8th consecutive win against Boise this year. They are 5-23 on the road and have an overall record of 24-39. We're going to take a break here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Nature isn't the only force that can leave its mark, especially when you have a tractor built to help make your property your own. The Kubota BX80 series is ready to get any job done the way it should be done. Dig, mow, haul, and comfortably maneuver in tight spaces. There's almost nothing it can't help you do. The BX series, America's best-selling subcompact tractor. Kubota, shape your world.
See Lynn Benton Tractor, just off Highway 34 and 99 East in Tangent, and online at lynnbentontractor.com.
If you're looking for carpets, vinyl, hardwood, or laminates, do not go to the big box store. Valley Flooring Center has been serving Salem and the Willamette Valley for 30 years. Buy local and enjoy the professional advice. Jason and his knowledgeable staff would be more than happy to provide you with a free estimate for your flooring project. Stop by and check out the showroom at Valley Flooring Center located in Keizer, or visit them online at valleyflooringcenter.com. Flooring for all walks of life.
Hi, I'm Danny Moore, General Manager here at Creekside Golf Club located in South Salem. Summer is in the air. Golf season is underway. Whether you play a lot of golf or a little golf, we have a membership for everybody. And the golfer in the family plays the golf, and the rest of the family gets to use all of our amenities, which are several. Starting with our swimming pool, our state-of-the-art workout facility, our great driving range with free range balls, which features a performance center for club repair and club fitting. And new, we have 2 pickleball courts, a basketball area, and under construction is a bocce ball court. So as you can see, there's a lot for the whole family. And Danny's On the Green restaurant features great food, great service, and great views of the golf course. So as you can see, we have a lot to offer here at Creekside Golf Club. I'd love to have you come on out and let me show you around, or visit our website at golfcreekside.com. Come on out and see me.
Buying or refinancing a home can be one of the most exciting times in your life and the most stressful. Jeff Lang at Avenue Mortgage can help put your mind at ease when it comes to home mortgages. Rates are at near historic lows. Buying, selling, or refinancing? Call Jeff today. 503-949-6302. He can also do reverse mortgages. Jeff Lang at Avenue Mortgage can put your mind at ease. 503-949-6302. NMLS number 273136. NMLS number 237701.
August is here and you look around your yard, you have just 1 or 2 more spots to fill to make it complete. 13th Street Nursery is here for you. Whether it's an evergreen or a beautiful tree that will provide amazing colors before the leaves drop, stop in and find the tree or shrub that's just right. If you're thinking about gardening indoors this fall and winter, our indoor plant selection is hard to find anywhere else. Find us on Facebook or on the web at 13thstreetnursery.net. That's 13th Street Nursery. Now let's create something beautiful together.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. The Volcanoes looking to start off a new series, to start a new leaf here against the Boise Hawks, as they'll play against them for a 3-game series, the final time in this regular season that these two teams will face off over the next few days. After this 3-game series, the Volcanoes will play 7 road games in 8 days. They'll play 4 at Vancouver. They're going to take a day off on August 27th, which is 1 week from now, and then they're going to play, or my mistake, is 8 road games in 9 days. They're going to play 4 games at Vancouver. They're going to take a day off on the 27th, and then they're going to play 4 road games at Eugene before playing the final 2 games of the season here at Volcano Stadium, September 1st and 2nd against the Emeralds. The Boise Hawks entering today's game. They are 15 games under 500 with a record of 24-39. They have a 9-16 second-half record, while the Volcanoes entering today with a 37-26 record, a second-half record of 11-14. Both teams getting into a new series after they just finish off a couple of interleague series. We take a look at the scores from around the Northwest League, starting with the game that our new opponent was in yesterday. That is the Boise Hawks playing at Nat Bailey Stadium against the Vancouver Canadians for the final time this season. You start off in the top of the second inning. Vladimir Delone starts off the scoring for Boise with an RBI triple that makes it 1-0. In the bottom of the fourth, Vancouver would take the lead 3-1 on a bases-loaded walk by Trevor Schwecke, a sacrifice fly by Brett Wright, and a fielder's choice hit by Dominic Abadessa, Vancouver leading 3-1. And finally, in the bottom of the sixth inning, Tanner Morris with a 2-run double, Jesus Lopez with an RBI single, made the score 6-1 Vancouver. But in the top of the seventh inning, Boise would get a couple of more runs on the board, an RBI single by Yorvis Torrealba, and an RBI ground out by Trey Jacobs makes it 6-3. And McGregory Contreras with an RBI triple, and it makes the score Vancouver 8, Boise 3. And it would be the final score of the game up in Canada, as Boise will go down to 24-39. The Vancouver Canadians 26-37. Boise 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. The Vancouver Canadians 8 runs on 12 hits and no errors. They are the only team in the Northwest League with a road record, or with a single-digit wins or losses at either on the road or at home. They are 5-23 on the road this year entering today, and they just got their 23rd loss yesterday. Here are the other scores from around interleague play in the Northwest League, starting with the game at Avista Stadium. The Eugene Emeralds and the Spokane Indians. It was Alexander Guerra for the Eugene Emeralds, who have just done it all today, or yesterday. A 2-run double from him makes it 2-0. Top of the third, a solo home run by Guerra makes it 3-0 Emeralds. But Spokane would cut it to a 3-2 lead after an RBI single by Derwin Barreto and an RBI single by David Garcia. But in the top of the eighth, Guerra is at it again with a solo home run. Eugene leads 4-2. But this is when Spokane comes back. They tied the game up in the bottom of the ninth inning on Christian Ainoa's first home run of the year. What a better time to get it. And the bottom of the 10th inning, Luis Asuncion with a walk-off single, the final score from 10 innings. Spokane, 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. The Eugene Emeralds, 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The Spokane Indians with a 37-26 record, and Eugene with a record of 30-33. They are now 1 game back of the Hillsboro Hops in the Northwest League South Division play because they lost to Spokane, while Hillsboro, they were victorious against the Tri-City Dust Devils at Rontocken Field. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning on a 2-run single by Andy Yerzy, a single by Dominic Canzone, and a 2-run triple by Eddie Hernandez. They would increase it to 6-0 on an RBI single by Jorge Barroso, but their bats were silent for the rest of the game, giving the Dust Devils some time to get some more runs on the board, to get some runs on the board on their side. In the top of the third, Jack Stronach getting on base on an error by the third baseman Tristan English makes it 6-1. Sean Gilby in the top of the sixth with a sacrifice fly makes it 6-2. In the top of the eighth inning, Sean Gilby with a bases-loaded walk makes it 6-3. And Nick Gatewood with a sacrifice fly makes the final score Hillsboro 6, Tri-City 4. The Hillsboro Hops 6 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. The Tri-City Dust Devils 4 runs, 5 hits, and an error. The Hillsboro Hops, the closest team in the Northwest League to 40 wins at 39-24, while the Tri-City Dust Devils, they are now 29-34. The new series that are starting out today, in addition to Boise and Salem-Keizer, will be Hillsboro playing at Eugene in a possible Northwest League second half division title championship series, because this is the final time that these two teams are facing off against each other. I just realized that was a pretty long name, but you get the point, that whoever wins this series will have an advantage down for the rest of the year, and we'll have a better chance again in the second half title. Right now, Hillsboro's up by 1 game, so if Eugene sweeps Hillsboro, that would be huge. But if Hillsboro wins the series, you can make a safe bet that they'll have a chance at winning the second half title. Spokane will be playing at Everett, as the Aqua Sox will have a chance to get that Northwest League North second half title, while the Vancouver Canadians will play at Giesa Stadium against the Tri-City Dust Devils. And again, that is starting today. The Vancouver Canadians just walking up onto the field, stretching, and they'll be wearing the white jersey with the white pants, the red numbers on the back, and the red letters on the front across the chest, with gray sleeves and a gray cap. and they'll be playing against the Boise Hawks. So we're going to take another break here from Volcano Stadium. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Join Arcane Cellars in Salem for Blues on the Willamette Labor Day weekend. 3 days of great wine, classic blues, and artisan vendors. Located on the scenic Willamette River, the festival includes a blues concert daily, camping in the vineyard, and food truck service. All concerts from 1 to 4 p.m. daily, with the Bottleneck Blues Band performing Saturday the 31st, King Louie with La Miranda Steel on Sunday, September 1, and Ty Curtis on Monday, September 2. ArcaneCellars.com/events for more info.
Aspen Walls Nursery and Produce has fresh products rolling in daily at their store on Highway 22. Fresh peaches are finally here. Fresh blueberries, blackberries, Walla Walla onions, sweet corn, Hermiston cantaloupes, and watermelons are all in stock. You've got to try some of their amazing homemade desserts with ice cream. Enjoy all the great taste of summer at Aspen Walls Nursery and Produce on Highway 22, west of the bridge. See more on Aspen Walls Nursery and Produce Facebook page.
If we could convey one thing about Day Heating Company, we'd like you to know that we will do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to guarantee your satisfaction.
Whatever it takes to ensure your comfort.
Whatever it takes to earn your trust.
With locations in Salem and Corvallis, let us do whatever it takes to meet your heating and cooling needs.
And right now, it is a great time to receive rebates and tax credits.
Call us today, 363-4822. Day Heating. There is a difference.
Boone Ridge Senior Living is a lifestyle choice. Whether you desire assisted living or need memory care, Boone Ridge can be just the place for you or your loved ones. At Boone Ridge, you will experience extraordinary, and it's obvious from the moment you step through the doors. With our walking paths, fitness centers, open restaurant-style dining, and 24-hour skilled staff, you will want to call Boone Ridge home. Go to BooneRidgeSeniorLiving.com and learn more. Or for a tour, call 503-979-9611.
Batteries Northwest and their Mid-Valley dealers remind you that summer is tough on car and truck batteries. The extra heat, stop-and-go traffic, and the air conditioner are all factors in causing wear. If your battery is starting to crank a little slower, it's time for a new battery, and you should have your connections checked too. You don't want to be at the beach or in the mountains and lose battery power. Contact Batteries Northwest at 503-362-2684 to find a dealer near you. Or online at batteriesnorthwest.com. That's batteriesnorthwest.com.
Things are really heating up at B&G Bingo. Sunday, August 25th, it's B&G Bingo Super Sizzler, evening session only. Bonanzas and double actions pay $350 plus progressives. $10 buy-in gets you 2 packs, and each pack includes 10 games paying $150, 2 games paying $700, and 2 games paying $1,000. Things don't get any hotter at B&G Bingo during their Super Sizzler, Sunday, August 25th, evening session only. B&G Bingo on Lancaster Drive at Highway 22 next to Winco. All proceeds go to support your Salem, Marion, and Polk County's Boys and Girls Clubs.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes Baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes playing the first game of a 3-game series against the Boise Hawks to finish off to start off the second series in the 6-game homestead. This will be the final time that these two teams will face off for the rest of the regular season in this 3-game series. Both teams stretching on their side of the field, still partly cloudy as the temperature has barely changed. It has gone down a little bit, down to 73 at the moment, as we have a couple of white strands of clouds passing by past center field, and we have a large one that's currently going over the field, but no rain as expected. It is expected to be cloudy today. It is expected also to rain tomorrow as well. Hard to tell if it was going to be during the game, as it is considered from 2 p.m. on that tomorrow there's going to be some rain. But today we are good here with partly cloudy skies here for the first game of the 3-game series. And before I mention the lineup, I do want to mention another team that was playing over the past few days. That is the Sprague Little Leaguers from Salem, Oregon. They won the Northwest Regional and unfortunately lost the first 2 games to the Mid-Atlantic Regional team from New Jersey and the Southwest Regional team from Louisiana, taking them out of contention. Because they lost the first 2 games, they get to play in a consolation game against a team from the international side of the bracket that were in the same situation as the Sprague Little Leaguers. And in this case, it was the Europe-Africa region from Bologna, Italy, who lost their first 2 games. They actually got shut out by Japan 20-0 and Canada 10-0. as the Europe-Africa team, the Europe-Africa regional team from Italy played at Lamedy Stadium against the Sprague Little Leaguers. It was a very close game, but the Sprague Little Leaguers won this game by a final score of 4-3. And the Europe-Africa regional team, they had 3 errors, one of them resulting in the first run for the Northwest regional team. They led 1-0, and after Europe-Africa tied it up at 1 apiece, they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, with an error scoring one of them, and Gavin Price getting an RBI single, getting another run on the board, and the third one coming through on the 3rd error, and the Northwest team led by a score of 4-1. Europe-Africa scored 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning, but it would not be enough. The Sprague Little Leaguers will leave Williamsport winning at least 1 game before coming back up here. Riley Wilson 1 for 3 with a run. Henry Moon 1 for 2. He had 2 of the 4 runs. Andrew Moon 1 for 3 with a run. Gavin Price with an RBI single. He was the only Sprague Little Leaguer with multiple hits. The winning pitcher is actually Gavin Price. He did a pretty good job both on the mound and at the plate. 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 earned runs. He struck out 9 on the other team. The losing pitcher is Alex Giovanardi, as the Europe-Africa team will leave Williamsport and will go back to Italy winless at 0-3. Here are the lineups for both of the teams here today. First, the visiting Boise Hawks at 24-39, and the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes starting pitcher, that is Connor Nurse, the 20-year-old from Winter Garden, Florida, is looking for his first win after he lost in his last time up, allowing 3 runs in 6 innings, 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out 2 back on August 15th at Eugene. Currently 0-3 with an ERA of 5.01. Here's the lineup for the Boise Hawks. They only have 1 left-hander in the lineup. Is the center fielder Joe Iltz, who at one point led the league in batting average with over 400, but after taking some time off and over the course of the year and a couple of other miscellaneous things, his batting average went down from over 400 to under 300 at 295. Batting second is the right fielder Jorvis Torrealba, and batting third will be the starting first baseman Trey Jacobs, who is the only left-hander in the Hawks lineup. Batting cleanup is the designated hitter in Daniel Cope. Batting fifth, the third baseman Tyler Plantier. Batting sixth, the left fielder Trevor Boone. Batting seventh will be the second baseman L.J. Hatch, who is just put back on the Boise Hawks roster. He's only played 4 games for them after he played for the Grand Junction Rockies for a little bit. Batting eighth, the catcher Brian Quijada. And batting ninth will be the starting shortstop in Vladimir Delone. Now here is the lineup for the home team. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes and Boise starting pitcher in Jeffrey Ocando, the 20-year-old from Venezuela. He is currently 1-6 with an ERA of 6.86. He has lost 3 of his last 4 starts, and his only win came against Hillsboro on July 13th at Memorial Stadium. He made his first start of the year here at Volcano Stadium on June 16th, where he allowed 8 earned runs and 11 hits through 4 innings. There was also at one point where he allowed 7 runs on 7 hits in an inning and 2/3. That was back on July 31st at Memorial Stadium against Vancouver. 1-6 with an ERA of 6.86 in 10 starts. The lineup of the Volcanoes, we start off with the second baseman in Yorlis Rodriguez, the center fielder Alex Canario, and the right fielder Armani Smith are the first 3 hitters. In the middle of the order will be the left fielder Harrison Freed, the designated hitter Jairo Pomares, and the third baseman Carter Aldretti. And the bottom 3 hitters in the lineup, the shortstop Jeff Hoppe, the first baseman Baker Mendoza, and the catcher is Chris Corbett. And here to talk about a couple of things about yesterday's game is the Volcanoes acting manager Nestor Rojas, who was just on the mound with home plate umpire Willie Traynor, infield umpire Austin Nelson, and Boise's manager Steve Solis. Here's a couple of words from him. They dropped the final game of the 3-game series to the Everett Aqua Sox 9-7. Even though that Everett beat the Volcanoes by 2, this is just the latest example of the Volcanoes showing their never say die attitude. They have shown that throughout the entire season. How has that attitude that the Volcanoes have adopted helped their chances again to the playoffs of the first half division title, and just how they approach every game?
You know, like I've been telling you the last couple of days, we never quit. We just compete since the first pitch to the last pitch. You know, I mean, every pitch counts, every pitch matters, every play that we make matters. So like I say, every single time that we had a chance, we try to take advantage, and then if it is going the right way, we just, be really successful. If not, just keep playing the baseball.
One of the biggest things that caught my eye is how the Volcanoes play on defense yesterday, particularly in the outfield. The outfielders for yesterday's game in Adkins, Bishop, and Canario all made nice plays. There was even an odd play in the third inning where Adkins missed a fly ball but has turned into a double play. How has the defense gotten better for the Volcanoes over the course of the season?
Everything is starting the first day. We work hard since the first day, and like I told you the other day, it's been paid off. All the work, all the time that we've been putting in these guys, and they realize too that they're getting better.
And that was the Volcanoes acting manager in Nestor Rojas talking about yesterday's game. The play that I was mentioning during the interview, there was a play in the top of the third inning in yesterday's game between the Aqua Sox and the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. It was a fly ball that was hit in the short left field by the Aqua Sox number 6 hitter Connor Hoover. It was a fly ball to left field. Adkins, it looked like he made a sliding catch. This is with runners on first and second base and nobody out. Adkins, it looked like he made the catch. He made a sliding catch, but as he was going up, the ball got out of his glove. He threw to third base to get Trent Tinglestad, who was stationed at second base, to the third baseman Carter Aldretti, who threw to the shortstop and Marco Luciano, who was at second base. And what turned from a fly ball in left field for one out ended up turning into a double play, a 7-5-6 double play for 2 outs to start off the top of the third inning, get out of a jam. Unfortunately, Hoover, who is the base runner, scored in that inning, and the Aqua Sox scored their 7th run, made it 7-3. As there were a number of plays that the Aqua Sox defense has made, Hunter Bishop making a couple of nice plays, especially in short right center field late in the game. Alex Canario with a nice play from him, and in a ball that looked like was going to go over the head of the left fielder, Quan Adkins. He reached with his arm with the glove to see if that ball was going to get in, and it turns out that ball got in his glove. Late in the game, it was shown that a couple of these guys made nice plays. Hunter Bishop making a nice catch. The Rob Utah Jones of a hit in the top of the 8th inning, and Quan Adkins and the right fielder Alex Canario getting some time, especially in the 9th inning, to finish off the Aqua Sox on offense. Again, the Volcanoes, they had that never say die attitude, as they definitely showed that in the first few innings, getting runs on the board. Unfortunately, they did allow 5 runs in the top of the 2nd inning on just 2 hits, as Prelander Baroa was taken out of the game after just an inning and a third. It was taken out by Norwith Godino. He had an inning and a third, allowing 2 hits and 6 earned runs, walking 4 and striking out no one, as the Volcanoes allowed the bulk of the 9 runs that the Aqua Sox had in the first 3 innings. While the Volcanoes could only get 7, they had 5 of their first 7 runs in the first 3 innings of this game. And the Volcanoes, once again, they will look to turn a new leaf against a Boise Hawks team that has not been so lucky on the road. They only have 5 wins on the road, 5-23. To put that into perspective, the Volcanoes right now, they have 23 home wins. The Boise Hawks also not doing so good in terms of the strikeout to walk ratios on some of the Boise hitters in the lineup, as well as the stats from the starting pitcher, as there is a couple of guys from the Boise Hawks lineup that Connor Nurse may get after early and often. Joe Eilts, who is the leadoff hitter for Boise, has been walked 9 times and struck out 54. Trey Jacobs, the starting first baseman, walked 4 times, struck out 28. Trevor Boone, who is the 6th hitter and the starting left fielder, he was walked 12 times and struck out 82 times at 165 at-bats, as well as a couple of others. And I think that may be the key right there. How many guys can Connor Nurse get out with his pitches, in addition to how far he can go in this game to get his first win. He is entering today with an 0-3 record and an ERA of 5.01. And as the key to this game for the Volcanoes is to get to the Hawks early and often. This is something that has happened actually against the Volcanoes, especially during that 6-game losing streak back for the past week, as the Volcanoes have had history with getting after the Boise Hawks early, as they have had a long run of dominance going back to the first few games of this season. Even when the Volcanoes started off their season against the Boise Hawks, they were dominant. They beat the Hawks by a score of 7-6. They scored 2 runs in the first 3 innings. Boise would take the lead. It was a back-and-forth affair in that first game, 7-6. That was back on June 14th in a game that lasted 4 hours and 26 minutes. And the second game, Salem-Keizer scored 2 runs in the first 2 innings. It wasn't much, but they still got it. And that ended in another walk-off win. And the Volcanoes, this is the best example. The Volcanoes scored 7 runs in the bottom of the first inning, en route to an 8-3 win over Boise. And that was against today's starting pitcher for Boise in Jeffrey Okando, who is not doing so good on the mound. Again, he is 1-6 with an ERA of 6.86. They're at one point, he has allowed 8 earned runs in a game. That was in the game here back on June 16th at Volcano Stadium. And he allowed 7 earned runs back on July 31st. And that was when the Hawks were playing at home against the Vancouver Canadians. He has lost in 3 of his last 4 starts. While the Volcanoes will be looking to turn a new leaf after losing the final game in that 3-game series. And again, the lineup one more time from both teams for the Boise Hawks, and the starting pitcher for the Volcanoes and Connor Nurse. It'll be the center fielder Joe Iltz, the right fielder Jorvis Torrealba, the first baseman Trey Jacobs, and a cleanup hitter in Daniel Cope, the designated hitter. Batting 5th is the third baseman Tyler Plantier. Batting 6th is the left fielder Trevor Boone. Batting 7th is the second baseman LJ Hatch, who is only making his 5th start in this entire season. Batting 8th is the starting catcher Brian Quijada. Batting 9th is the shortstop in Vladimir Delone. And for the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, with the pitcher in Jeffrey Okando, who is also has an opponent batting average of .322 in his 10 starts this year, is the second baseman Yorlis Rodriguez, the center fielder Alex Canario, and the right fielder Armani Smith. The middle 3 hitters, the left fielder Harrison Freed, the designated hitter in Jairo Pomares, and the third baseman in Carter Aldretti. And the bottom 3 hitters in the order, the shortstop Jeff Hope, the first baseman in Baker Mendoza, and the catcher in Chris Corbett. We're going to take one more break here before we get this game underway. It is Hawks and Volcanoes, game 1 of this 3-game home series here at Volcano Stadium. A partly cloudy afternoon, but still a great day for baseball. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
You will be impressed with the new duplex community in South Salem, 50 Oaks. These smartly crafted homes are ready for purchase in the quiet, secluded neighborhood, close to schools and shopping, with green space that include oak trees and rain gardens. Premium touches include quartz countertops and luxury vinyl plank flooring. They feature 3 bedrooms with 2.5 baths, a garage, and washer-dryer hookups. It makes this a complete package to move in today. Call 503-551-5788, 503-551-5788.
This is Walker Yates with I've Got Rocks in My Head, and one of the things we have that is absolutely stunning is our amethyst cathedral geodes, and we have them starting at small amethyst pieces for just $10 up to our large geodes, and they're called amethyst cathedral geodes, and they're purple in color, and they come from Uruguay, and they're just beautiful. This is Walker Yates with I've Got Rocks in My Head, 110 North Water in historic downtown Silverton.
Do you want to buy your first home? You've probably heard you need to save a large down payment to even make an offer on a house. But how much? $5,000, $10,000, $20,000? So you start thinking, I'll never have enough saved to buy my first home. Hi, I'm Katie Canales from Team Canales and Landmark Professional Mortgage, and we have good news for hopeful home buyers. You do not need to save a fortune to buy your first home. That's right, you can get into a home with a low down payment or even no down payment at all. Recently, we helped a young family buy their first home just outside of Salem with no down payment. Now, they are in a home that they love and are earning equity instead of throwing money away on rent. To see if you qualify to buy a home with a low down payment or no down payment, apply to get pre-approved at bestloanprogram.com. The form takes less than 5 minutes to complete, and you'll know if you're approved in less than 24 hours. Again, apply at bestloanprogram.com. Go to bestloanprogram.com now so you can stop renting and start owning. Or you can call me at 503-385-4040.
License number ML 5038, NMLS COID 399162, NMLS ID 270783, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
We're America's floor store.
Save big now on waterproof floors during Color Tile Celebrate America sale. Moisture? No problem. Waterproof floors that resist scratches and dents, are pet and kid friendly, and perfect for bathrooms and basements. Plus, we're offering 12 months, no interest. So hurry in for the best savings on waterproof floors at Color Tile of Salem.
Carpets Plus, Color Tile, America's floor store.
If you have an accident in your car or truck, go to Jackson's Body Shop and you'll be well taken care of. This third-generation family business has repaired thousands of vehicles right here in Salem. The Jackson team brings you the best of both worlds. They have an excellent working relationship with insurance companies, but they are your advocate when notifying the insurance adjuster what your vehicle needs to get back to its prior condition, not what you can get by with. Jackson's Body Shop on Silverton Road. Jackson'sAutobody.com. Jackson'sAutobody.com.
Welcome to the ballpark. It's time for Salem-Keizer Volcanoes Baseball. Presented by Power Kia, Legacy Health, McDonald's, Les Schwab Tires, PT Northwest, Chevron Extra Mile, by Mart, Fitzpatrick Painting, and Green Acres Landscape. Now it's time to play ball. With the play-by-play of your Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, here's Payne Paget on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Good evening, everybody, and a howdy ho from Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes playing the first game of a 3-game home series against the Boise Hawks after winning 2 of 3 against the Everett Aqua Sox. The starting pitcher for the Volcanoes here today, looking to get their 37th win of the year, their 38th win of the year, will be the 20-year-old Connor Nurse, who's coming off getting his 3rd loss of the season against the Eugene Emeralds. He's making his first home start since he threw an inning, striking out 2 hitters against the Hillsboro Hops back on August 10th. But due to the nearly hour-and-a-half-long rain delay, the Volcanoes were not going to let Nurse pitch after that. He threw 1 inning and looked very solid, and it looked like he was going to have a chance towards a promising start to get his first win, but unfortunately that would not be the case, as he would be done after a no decision. He is 0-3 with an ERA of 5.01. He's making his 7th start for the Volcanoes. In 23 1/3 innings, he's allowed 23 hits, 13 runs. He has walked 12 and has struck out 17. As the defensive alignment for the Volcanoes on the mound is Connor Nurse, Chris Corbett behind the plate. In the infield, Carter Aldretti, the third baseman, Jeff Hoppe, the shortstop. Yorlis Rodriguez is at second base, and Baker Mendoza is at first base, while in the outfield at left is Harrison Freed, the center fielder Alex Canario, and the right fielder is Armani Smith. Jairo Pomares is the designated hitter who will be hitting for the pitcher Connor Nurse. Windup and the first pitch to the center fielder Joe Iltz is a foul ball past the first base side, as first pitch will be 6 minutes behind schedule at 6:41 p.m. with a temperature of 72 degrees. The windup and the 0-1 by Nurse against Joe Iltz is a ball 1 on a curveball just under the letters. It'll be the center fielder Joe Iltz, the right fielder Yorvis Torrealba, and the first baseman in Trey Jacobs. The windup and the 1-1 pitch by Nurse. That is a strike 2 looking on a curveball with a little bit of movement towards the inside corner at 1-2. At one point earlier this year, Joe Iltz had led the Northwest League in batting average, but after sitting some time off and not getting any base hits, it went down to 289. And the 1-2 pitch is a curveball in the inside corner under the letters for strike 3 called. And Connor Nurse strikes out Joe Iltz, the center fielder, for out number 1. And we now go to the starting right fielder in Yorvis Torrealba. The Boise Hawks today playing with a huge crutch, as it was revealed just earlier today that both the Colorado Rockies' first and second round draft choices, and Michael Tolia and Aaron Schunk, are both injured and will not play in today's game. That's the reason why they're not in the lineup. First pitch is a line shot straight to the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez, for out number 2. And just like that, we have the second out here in the top of the first. And we now go to the starting first baseman in Trey Jacobs, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup for Boise. The batting average of 247. So taking out Aaron Schunk and Michael Tolia, 2 of the hottest hitters in the Hawks team, and also have a couple of guys who have been moved up and sent down. Vladimir Restituyo is a guy that was sent down the Grand Junction. First pitch is a fastball upstairs and outside for a ball 1. He got sent down the Grand Junction not because he was bad, but because he's 17 years old and that he has some time to develop. And has shown that he can play well in this Northwest League. And the 1-0 pitch is a ground ball straight to Rodriguez, the second baseman, throws to first, and Connor Nurse throws a 1-2-3 inning to end the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Boise nothing Volcanoes coming up as Jeffrey Okando will make his second start. My mistake. His third start against the Volcanoes after throwing 6 scoreless innings. This is his only other time up as they'll face off against Yorlis Rodriguez, Alex Canario, my mistake, and Armani Smith. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Les Schwab is a proud sponsor of the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. This is a team that puts their heart and soul into every game, whether it's at home or Volcano Stadium or a game in someone else's hometown. Before you head out to your next adventure in a new town or destination, stop by your local Les Schwab for a free visual alignment and brake check. It's the perfect double play for a safe driving experience. Or ask about the Les Schwab free pre-trip safety check. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Extra Mile presents the exploits of Extra Man. What's up? In today's episode, Extra Man discovers a tear in the space-time continuum.
It's okay. Some duct tape will fix that right up.
But now, Extra Man finds himself trapped somewhere in the hunger vortex between breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, and dinner.
My hunger knows no bounds.
So how will Extra Man deal with this perpetual state of hunger?
Quick and easy. Run by Extra Mile convenience store at Chevron, grab some jerky, hot dog, taquitos, maybe a salad or fresh fruit, because it's always time for
Extra Mile. Extras every day at select Chevron locations.
Miss Jennings, please explain to the jury what happened.
Well, I was running late. I ran down the stairs into the kitchen, and that's when I saw him. I can't.
Well, go on.
He was making instant coffee.
Good mornings deserve good coffee. At McDonald's, we brew ours fresh with 100% Arabica beans. Now get any size iced coffee or small McCafe espresso, like an iced caramel macchiato for $2, or any size hot coffee for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here in the bottom of the first inning. Connor Nurse throws a 1-2-3 inning and paving the way for the Volcanoes and their chance to get some runs on the board. We start off with the leadoff hitter, the starting second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez, a guy who in the top of the first caught a line out from the number 2 hitter in Yorvis Torrealba and fielded a ground out to the only left-handed hitter in the Boise Hawks lineup in Trey Jacobs. The Hawks starting pitcher today, Jeffrey Okando, the 20-year-old from Lagunitas, Venezuela. First pitch is a ball one looking on a fastball. That goes down and in. It'll be Yorlis Rodriguez, the second baseman, Alex Canario, the center fielder, and the right fielder, Armani Smith. The windup and the 1-0. That's a line shot past the glove of the third baseman, Tyler Plantier, and in the left field, Rodriguez will start off with a leadoff single. In the bottom of the first inning, brings up the center fielder, Alex Canario. As Canario got a couple of runs yesterday against the Everett Aqua Sox. Knocked in a couple of runs. He went 1 for 5 yesterday, but had a really exciting series overall against the Everett Aqua Sox. And look to continue that here against the Boise Hawks for the final time in this series. Okando 1-6 with an ERA of 6.86. He got his first loss here against the Volcanoes back on June 16th. First pitch is a ground ball past the third base line. That is a fair ball. That one getting past the line. Yorlis Rodriguez riding around the third base. That ball going all the way to the Boise bullpen. The throw cut off by the shortstop from left field. And Alex Canario, just like that, has an RBI double. Rodriguez scored all the way from first. And Boise trailing 1-0. The Volcanoes getting an RBI double by Canario already to start off this game. It looked like from this angle that ball fell in foul territory, but I guess the angle I'm in right now is not a good one, because that ball got past the third base line, went all the way to the Boise bullpen, and Yorlis Rodriguez just turned on the jets and was riding around third. The Volcanoes starting off with a 1-0 lead. Here's the right fielder, Armani Smith. The windup and the first pitch from Okando is a shot on a curveball going in the left field. Trevor Boone can't make the play. That's going all the way to the warning track. Riding around third is Canario. And Armani Smith responds with an RBI double of his own. And the score is now 2-0 Salem-Keizer. I think it's the perfect time to say Jeffrey Okando entering today his 11th start. He is 1-6 with an ERA of 6.86. You could bet that ERA is now up higher. 42 innings, 57 hits, 32 earned runs, walked 12 and struck out 30. That was on a first pitch curveball to Armani Smith, who hit one into left field past Trevor Boone. He allowed 8 earned runs in 4 innings, including 7 in the bottom of the first inning alone in a Volcanoes 8-3 win over the Boise Hawks. And Boise, a little bit of a crutch. They have a couple of guys who have been either injured or have been sent down the Grand Junction. Vladimir Restituyo, one of the Hawks star players, has been sent down the Grand Junction to develop a little more. He is 17. While Isaac Collins is not playing today, and the Rockies' first and second round draft choices are injured. First pitch from Ocando to Harrison Freed, the left fielder, is a foul ball. That one hitting the netting behind home plate, and the count starts off at 0-1. And the Boise Hawks, their defensive alignment on the mound is Ocando. Behind the plate is Bryant Quijada. On the infield at third base is Tyler Plantier. The shortstop, Vladimir Delone. The second baseman is L.J. Hatch, and the first baseman is Trey Jacobs. And the windup in the 0-1, that is a swing and a miss, and a fastball inside at the letters, and an 0-2 count. And on the outfield for Boise, at left is Trevor Boone. Center field is Joe Iltz. The right fielder is Yorvis Torrealba, where Daniel Cope is the designated hitter. He is in the dugout at this moment. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, Ocando. No balls and 2 strikes. Ocando getting the sign from Brian Quijada, the runner at second base. The windup in the 0-2 pitch. That's a ground ball. Fielded. Gets off the glove of the shortstop, Delone, and into left field. It looked like it would have been an easy ground out, but the ball hits the line between the infield grass and the infield and takes a bad hop past the shortstop, Delone. Armani Smith thought that he was going to have to stay at second, but after seeing that ball got past the shortstop, Delone, that Smith will go to third. Harrison Freed will continue the inning. There is still nobody out here in the bottom of the first, as Freed will get a base hit, as here's the designated hitter in Jairo Pomares. The Volcanoes already with a 2-0 lead over the Boise Hawks. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Ocando bringing his ERA up to 7.29 after it started with a 6.86 ERA. Ocando, the windup and the first pitch is outside, and a fastball for ball 1. That one a little above the letters. Runners on the corners, Armani Smith and Harrison Freed. Pomares getting 4 hits so far in his time with the Volcanoes. Ocando in the stretch, the windup and the 1-0 from the right-hander. That's a fly ball. That's a pop-up in foul territory. It'll be caught by the third baseman, Tyler Plantier, and he'll get him for out number 1. And it brings us to the starting third baseman in Carter Aldretti. Pomares playing in his 8th game. Aldretti getting a base hit in his last time up. He got a base hit in all 3 games against the Aqua Sox. As the Volcanoes, they're doing exactly what they need to do if they want to win this first game against Boise, and that is get after the Hawks early and often. And so far, they're getting them early. But let's see if they can keep doing it often. Carter Aldretti with runners on the corners. And by often, I mean get more runs. First pitch is a ball 1 on a fastball under the letters inside. One and 0. Smith at third, Freed at first base. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. That's a shot. That one going into right field. Torrealba is trying to make the play, and he will. The throw to home will be cut off by the second baseman. It'll be a line-out sacrifice fly by Aldretti, and the score is now Volcanoes 3. The Boise Hawks nothing. Here currently in the bottom of the first. That was a line-out. Torrealba lost the ball for a second. Was able to make the play as Smith will score from third. Here's the shortstop, Jeff Hopi. Wind up in the first pitch by Ocando is a fastball outside above the letters. 1-0. And the rest of the lineup for the Volcanoes is Hopi, Mendoza, and Chris Corbett, who are the bottom 3 hitters. 1 ball, no strikes. Ocando getting the sign from Brian Quijada. The windup and the 1-0. That is a strike one looking on a slider at the knees, a little outside. The count is even at 1-1. One ball and one strike. The pitch, that's a short ground ball fielded by the first baseman in Trey Jacobs, who tossed it to Ocando, and that will end the inning. A very productive inning for the Volcanoes. They got 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. And the Volcanoes at the end of 1 lead the Boise Hawks 3-0 as Connor Nurse will go back on to the mound. He'll face off against the middle of the order, Daniel Cope, Tyler Plantier, and Trevor Boone. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
You need to change your oil, so don't put it off. Go to First Lube Plus and get their $34.99 oil change for only $24.99. Mention the Volcanoes and you save $10. You'll get a smile from your tech and excellent service. There's no hassle or pushy sales guy to deal with. They just want to change your oil and keep your vehicle running great. The Volcanoes $24.99 special just makes your experience even better. First Lube Plus is downtown at 615 Liberty. They're also an authorized U-Haul rental outlet. It's First Lube Plus in downtown Salem.
No dental insurance coverage? That is no problem at Northwest Dental Arts. This is Dr. Jennifer Frankel inviting you to take a look at our in-house dental benefits plan. After payment of an annual fee, you receive 2 dental cleanings, 2 exams, and any necessary x-rays. Those enrolled in the plan also receive 30% off of any other dental treatment they need, such as fillings and crowns. There are no waiting periods and no limits. Call us today at 503-463-4663 or find us online at smilesthatshine.com. That's smilesthatshine.com.
This is Sergeant Mike. You know you need to change your home or office locks ever so often to make sure everything is secure. You've had employees come and go over the years. You may have given your house key to someone that has lost your trust. It's just a smart thing to do, and do it when you think of it. I'm here to remind you that some people want to steal your property. Call Larry's Locksmith and have them fix that situation for you. Find them quickly at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com, serving the entire Mid-Valley.
Beck, Rush, Newsmakers, Gorka, and Sexton. The best live talk weekdays is on 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the second inning. The Volcanoes, they lead the Boise Hawks by a score of 3-0 after an RBI double by Canario, an RBI double by Armani Smith, an RBI double by Alex Canario to start things off, an RBI double by Armani Smith, and then a sacrifice fly by Carter Aldretti as Yorlis Rodriguez, Canario, and Smith will score and will make the score 3-0 Volcanoes at the end of 1. Connor Nurse, the first pitch to the designated hitter Daniel Cope is a fastball outside. Now gets past the catcher Chris Corbett on a 1-0 count. It'll be the middle of the order, the designated hitter and Daniel Cope, the third baseman Tyler Plantier, and Trevor Boone. And the 0-1 pitch is a fly ball to right field. Back goes Armani Smith. Smith is looking at it. He's at the warning track, and that ball will go over the wall. Daniel Cope with a solo home run, his second home run of the year, and the first hit for the Boise Hawks, and they cut it already down to 3-1 Salem-Keizer. As we now go to the third baseman in Tyler Plantier. As it'll now be Plantier, Trevor Boone, and LJ Hatch. As Cope gets his second home run and his 10th RBI of the season. And the Volcanoes now lead by 2. Nurse, the first pitch to Tyler Plantier is a strike one looking on a fastball down and inside. 0-1. Nurse, you step back in the windup, and the 0-1, that is inside. That is a ball one on a curveball that goes inside and under the knees. Yeah, the count is at a ball and a strike. All the other games going on have either not started yet or have no score. The 1-1 pitch is another curveball. This one down and under the knees, under where it looked like it was under the strike zone, and Nurse is ahead of the count at 1-2. Connor in the stretch, the windup and the 1-2 pitches, a strike three called and a curveball that goes right down the middle for a strike three called for out number 1 in the second inning. And we now go to the number 6 hitter, the starting left fielder in Trevor Boone, who has struck out a team-high 82 times in 165 at-bats, has a .212 average. He has struck out almost half the time so far this year. And Nurse, the first pitch is a strike one, looking on another curveball right down the middle. Nurse is looking for his first win after he started off with a 0-3 record entering today. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball down and low, 1-1. A .212 average. He's been walked 12 times and has struck out 82 times as one of a couple of hitters in the lineup with very atrocious strikeout to walk ratios. The 1-1 pitch, that's a chopper, fielded by the shortstop, and Jeff Hoppe throws to first. That will get into the glove of Baker Mendoza in time, and will get Trevor Boone out for the second out of the inning. Here is the number 7 hitter, the starting second baseman in L.J. Hatch, who is coming back after playing with the Grand Junction Rockies in the Rookie League for a considerable amount of time, and is playing in his 5th game with the Boise Hawks. He started this year with Boise and then played with Grand Junction and is now back on the Hawks roster. First pitch is a ball 1 on a fastball above the strike zone. Or my mistake, he started playing for Boise. He played with Grand Junction last season. The 1-0 pitch, that's a check swing on a curveball low for ball 2. He played with Grand Junction last season. He came back after playing with 3 other teams in the Colorado Rockies organization as high as the Albuquerque Isotopes and the AAA team. The 2-0 pitch, fly ball, that one going past the first base side and foul. So he played with Grand Junction last year alongside Boise, and played with Boise mainly last year. He's playing in his 5th game with the Hawks. He played 13 games. He's coming back after playing with the Lancaster Jethawks of a single-A advanced affiliate of the Rockies. The 2-1 pitch, that is a foul ball past the first baseline again, and the count at 2-2. He played 5 games with the Asheville Tourists, who are the single-A long season A affiliate of the Rockies, and played in 2 games with the Albuquerque Isotopes, where he got an RBI and was 2 for 6 with a run and a couple of singles. The 2-2 pitch by Nurse, that's a check swing, and that is called for a ball 3 and a curveball check swing down and in. The infield umpire, Austin Nelson, saying he did not go. And the count is full at 3-2, 2 outs for Connor Nurse. And the sign from Chris Corbett. Step back in the windup. The payoff pitch, that is a strike 3 called. And once again, Connor Nurse freezes another Volcanoes hitter. This time on a curveball at 78 miles an hour. A run will score on a solo home run by Daniel Cope, but that's all the Hawks have so far. The score, Volcanoes 3 and the Hawks 1. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Ocando against Baker Mendoza. Chris Corbett and Yorlis Rodriguez. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 4 years old. It's not easy. Every day I have to test my blood sugars and give myself shots. Sue Ellen is the legacy health nurse at my school. She gives me hugs and makes me happy. She also helped me become more independent. Now I can do anything, like learn to swim or become a doctor. I'm Gavin, and this is my legacy.
Legacy Health. Our legacy is yours.
I'm here with Rich Kansky, owner of Green Acres Landscape. Rich, after 20 years, you've rebranded Green Acres. Can you give us some insight as to why the change?
Well, as we've evolved as a company over the last 20 years, we started with 2 employees, and now we have up to 50 employees that offer residential, commercial, municipal, and industrial landscape. We felt the need to better represent who we are as a company and share our business culture with our community.
See the new look of Green Acres Landscape on their website at greenacreslandscapeinc.com. Green Acres Landscape, leaving no footprint.
$2 Tuesday is the perfect time to visit North Block Coffee at 640 Commercial Northeast. All 12-ounce drinks are just $2 all day long on Tuesday. Cappuccinos, lattes, mochas, blended coffees, cold brews, Italian sodas, hot chocolate smoothies, and all kinds of iced teas are just $2 on $2 Tuesdays at North Block Coffee on Commercial Northeast. When you pull in, you'll get a smile and have your drink made perfect. See North Block Coffee on Facebook and Instagram.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here in the bottom of the second inning. The score now, Salem-Keizer 3, Boise 1. After the Hawks got their only hit so far and a solo home run by Daniel Cope, his second home run of the year for Boise. As Jeffrey Ocando will face off against the 8-9-1 hitters, Baker Mendoza. We'll start things off for Salem-Keizer. They're trying to increase their 2-run lead over the Hawks here early. As what the Volcanoes have done a number of times already this year. The Volcanoes have won every game against Boise or Volcano Stadium. First pitch is a fly ball for a foul past the first base side. A line shot on a fastball right down the middle at 91 miles an hour. It'll be Baker Mendoza, Chris Corbett, and Yorlis Rodriguez. The 0-1 pitch is a ball one outside. Fastball down and out, 1-1. Ocando, the windup and the 1-1 pitch. That's another foul ball past the first base side. The count is at 1-2. Ocando is coming off of a not so good performance last year, where he went 1-5 with an ERA of 6.23 in 2018. Very similar stats here, and that's in 13 starts. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. That's a ground ball fielded past the glove of the second baseman, L.J. Hatch, and Mendoza will get a leadoff single. Hatch stuttered a little bit before moving to his right to try and field the ball, but the ball will get under his glove. And Baker Mendoza will start off the bottom of the second inning with a leadoff single, which will be the 5th hit for the Volcanoes. As we now go to the starting catcher, Chris Corbett, who has only 2 hits, as he is 2 for 28. Catcher today, 2 runs, 2 doubles, 5 walks, struck out 11. First pitch is a strike one, looking on a curveball, goes a little inside. He's making his 10th start since he was assigned on a rehab assignment from San Jose after around 10 weeks of not playing baseball since he played for San Jose back in May 10th. That was his last start before playing here for the Volcanoes. And the 0-1 pitch is a curveball, and the home plate umpire and Willie Trader saying that he went. And the count is at 0-2. And the Volcanoes with a runner on first base to start off the inning on a leadoff single by Baker Mendoza. Canario in the first inning with an RBI double. That's his 31st RBI. Also has his 29th run. Yorlis Rodriguez with his 26th run. Armani Smith, his 6th double and his 18th RBI. The 0-2 pitch, that's upstairs, and a fastball, ball one. That one just under the letters, but way above the strike zone at 1-2. And Carter Aldretti with a sacrifice fly. That's his 10th RBI. Again, Armani Smith scoring on that sacrifice fly, got his 15th run. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ocando, the windup and the pitch. That is a blooper. That's going to go into center field. That will be caught by the center fielder, Joe Iltz, on a running play in the short left center field for out number 1 in the second inning. As we now go to the top of the order, and Yorlis Rodriguez, who started off the first inning with a leadoff single and a run. As Ocando gets a sign from Brian Quijada, Rodriguez looking to go 2 for 2 to start off the day. First pitch, that is a blooper. That's when a short one is going to be caught by the first baseman in Trey Jacobs, and again for out number 2. And it brings up our next batter in Canario, who hit a double past the first base line. It was an RBI double that scored Yorlis Rodriguez all the way from first. It was a double that was hit very close to the third base line and went all the way to the Boise bullpen. Ocando, the first pitch is a check swing inside, where the catcher Quijada check in with the infield umpire Austin Nelson to see if he went around, and he did not. It's a fastball inside. It was above the letters, but Canario check swung, but it will be a 1-0 count to start off the at-bat. Ocando, the windup and the 1-0. That's a swing and a miss, and he got Canario swinging on a slider at 1-1. Mendoza starting off with an RBI single. And Canario looking to continue the inning offensively with an RBI double here in the bottom of the first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Oquendo in the stretch. Wind up and the 1-1. That is a swing and a miss on another slider. This one a little inside, definitely above the knees. And the count is now 1-2. Canario hit that double past the third base line. At first glance, it looked like it was foul, but the umpire, Willie Traynor, the home plate umpire, who got the best view of that ball, said that it was fair, as the third baseman, Tyler Plantier, was not able to get it. And a ball and 2 strikes. Oquendo, the 1-2 pitch, that's a fly ball foul past the first base side. And the count is at 1-2. Canario with an RBI double. And that was his 13th double, his 31st RBI, then got his 29th run. 1-2, Oquendo the pitch. That is a curveball with a lot of height to it. That one getting it around helmet height of Canario, way above the strike zone, and the count is at 2-2. Looking over at first base, Baker Mendoza. And back at home plate, Mendoza started off the inning with a leadoff single. The 2-2 pitch, that is inside, full count. That one a fastball above the letters, and a full count 3-2. Here in the bottom of the second inning. All 3 games, or the other 3 games, is starting up, except for the Vancouver Tri-City game. That one's going to start in about 5 minutes, 7:15. The payoff pitch, Mendoza, runner goes, swing and a miss, and that will end the second inning, as Mendoza was looking to steal second. That one was on a slider under the strike zone, and there'll be no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on, as the Volcanoes still lead by a score of 3-1 going into the top of the third inning. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Nature isn't the only force that can leave its mark, especially when you have a tractor built to help make your property your own. The Kubota BX80 series gets any job done right. Dig, mow, haul, and comfortably maneuver in tight spaces. Get a BX80 tractor for 0 down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Now through August 31st, 2019. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Visit Rick Rial Farm Supply at 130 Main Street in downtown Rick Rial, or online at rickfarm.com.
John's Decks and Fences says if you're considering a new or replacement deck or fence, don't wait. Lumber prices are sure to go up. Meet with John at your home or business and share your ideas. Many local home and business owners are enjoying the decks that John has built. Others appreciate the attractive fencing for privacy. John's Decks and Fences is a family-owned business with low overhead, so this means big savings for you. Call John at 855-946-5393. John's Decks and Fences will hit a home run for you. CCB number 219310.
Hi, I'm Brent DeHart, and you've heard me on Newsmakers at noon. What I do, though, is help people with life insurance and disability insurance. I am passionate about helping you protect your families and your businesses. If you need some honest guidance as to how to get some life insurance in place, or would like a knowledgeable expert review what you already have, please give me a call. I'll tell you the truth, so let's have a conversation. Call me at 503-374-6633, 374-6633.
Don't miss Newsmakers with Brent DeHart and Dave Bourne. Weekdays at noon on the Mid-Valley's Best Talk, 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the third inning. Salem-Keizer still leads the Boise Hawks by a score of 3-1. Connor Nurse allowing only 1 hit, and that was the solo home run to Daniel Cope. But so far he has been dealing. He has struck out 3 in the 2 innings he has been on the mound, and so far is looking pretty solid. Pretty solid chance to get his first win of the season as well. He'll start off against the number 8 hitter in the starting catcher, Brian Quijada. The 8-9-1 hitters, Quijada, Delone, and Iltz. The windup in the first pitch is a ground ball straight to the third baseman, and Aldretti. The barber flashing the leather at the hot corner for out number 1. And he robs Brian Quijada for the first out in the top of the third inning. What a play by Carter Aldretti at third base. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the third. Here is the number 9 hitter in Vladimir Delone, who is one of 2 hitters that has a batting average under 200. I'm not counting LJ Hatch because this is his 5th game. First pitch is a strike one, looking on a fastball inside at 0-1. Latimer Deloney, 20 hits and 106 at-bats. He doesn't strike out much as well. He struck out only 25 times. And the 0-1 pitch is a curveball, goes inside under the knees, 1-1. Connor Nurse still doing a pretty good job there on the mound. The 1-1 pitch, that is a pop fly. That one looking to go in the seats, and it will. It'll go about a good 4 or 5 rows and start rolling down the steps of the seats right behind the Volcanoes on deck circle, and the count is at 1-2. Connor Nurse with 3 strikeouts on the night. The most strikeouts that he's had in an outing here in a Volcanoes uniform has been 5. He has struck out 2 in his last 2 games alone. He struck out 4 here against Tri-City, and the 1-2 pitch is a pop fly. This one still in fair territory. Corbett running for it. Chris Corbett not able to make the play. He slid to the Boise on deck circle, and you have the dust from the on deck circle flying into the air towards the field. After Corbett, he made an amazing effort but got there a little late, sliding to try and make the play, but he will not. It was another pop fly that goes into foul territory. This one staying as a playable ball where a player will have a chance to catch it. It's just Corbett was in a tough situation in trying to make the play. A ball and 2 strikes. Connor Nurse getting the sign from Corbett, still ahead of the count at 1-2. The windup and the pitch. That is a swing and a miss and a slider down and inside under the knees. And Connor Nurse now has his 4th strikeout of the night for the second out here in the top of the 3rd. We now go to the top of the order in the center fielder, Joe Iltz, who struck out looking on a 1-2 count in the top of the 1st inning. And Connor shaking off a sign from Corbett, gets the one he wants to Iltz, who he struck out swinging in his only other plate appearance. First pitch is a foul ball that will hit the netting above the Volcanoes on deck. Circle count is at 0-1. We saw that a couple of times from Iltz in the last at-bat, in which he was fighting to find some pretty good pitches. Both of them were on fastballs, where he hit them past the first base line. The 0-1 pitch, that is a foul chopper on a slider, and the ball will roll right next to the right-handed hitter's box, and the count will go to 0-2. The Volcanoes have had a pretty good history with Boise this season, as the Volcanoes enter today with a 10-2 record against Boise, which also includes them winning their last 7 games against the Hawks. And the 0-2 pitch is a foul chopper on a slider, and the count will stay at 0-2. And the dominance by the Volcanoes in the first few games of the series actually started with the first 3 games of the entire 2019 season. The Volcanoes sweeping the Hawks, walking off against them in the first 2 games of the year. And the 0-2 pitch by Nurse is a swing and a miss and a slider. Corbett is going to throw the ball to first, and he'll get him for the 5th strikeout of the night for Connor Nurse. An incredible performance by Connor Nurse in the first 3 innings of this game, a 1-2-3 inning. It keeps the score Volcanoes 3, Boise 1 going into the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Les Schwab is proud to help celebrate America's favorite pastime and sponsor the always enthusiastic and teamwork-driven Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. Like the crews at Les Schwab, the Volcanoes know how important it is to work together and make the right play at home or on the road. Les Schwab is here to help you make the right play when it comes to keeping you and your family safe on the road. Whether you need new tires, wheels, or a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts, schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Babe, wake up. Babe. Oh no, the room's on fire. Woo! Woo! It's an alien invasion. Pew pew. I guess I'll just eat this Egg McMuffin.
Huh? Is there another one?
Wake up breakfast at McDonald's. Mix and match 2 classics for $5. Choose from an Egg McMuffin or a Sausage McMuffin with egg, each made with real butter and a freshly cracked egg. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Limited time offer. Single item at regular price.
When your vehicle is getting hard to crank, it's time to change batteries. The next time, you may be stuck at a bad location. See the pros at Batteries Northwest now and have the battery check. They have hundreds of different batteries available. Whatever you drive, there's a good chance that Batteries Northwest has the right one for you. A low-performing battery will do damage to other parts of your vehicle as well. BatteriesNorthwest.com. That's BatteriesNorthwest.com. Call 503-362-2684 to find a dealer near you.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here in the bottom of the third inning. The Volcanoes leading the Boise Hawks by a score of 3-1. And they're looking to extend that two-run lead entering the bottom of the third. Jeffrey Okando back on the mound. He has thrown 30 pitches in the first 2 innings. Had a pretty rough first inning, allowing the first 4 batters to get on base hits and the first 3 hitters to score. As so far, those are the only 3 runs that the Volcanoes have at this moment. We'll start off with the right fielder Armani Smith, the left fielder in Harrison Freed, and the designated hitter in Jairo Pomares. The first pitch from Okando is a foul ball past the first base line. Count will start off at 0-1. Armani Smith, he hit a RBI double on the first pitch he saw, got past the left fielder Trevor Boone and scored Canario from second base. He later got his 15th run on the board on a sacrifice fly a few batters later by Carter Aldretti. Step back in the windup at 0-1. Okando, the pitch, that is a ground ball off the pitcher's mound going in the center field, and Armani Smith is 2 for 2 with a leadoff single of his own, with now the Volcanoes getting a leadoff single in the first 3 innings of this game. Armani Smith going 2 for 2 here in tonight's game. An RBI double in the first inning. And now starts off with a leadoff single. Here's the left fielder Harrison Freed, who got a 2-run home run in his last at-bat yesterday against the Everett Aqua Sox. And then got a single in the first at-bat here today. Okando in the stretch, wind up and the first pitch. That one outside and a ball 1 on a fastball. It gets outside, it gets under the letters. Freed on an 0-2 pitch got a base hit. It was a ground ball, and on a bad hop, gets past the shortstop Vladimir Delone and in the left field. Didn't even touch his glove. It looked like it would have been a ground out at least, but it turns into a base hit. And the 1-0 pitch is a fastball, also outside, also under the letters, around the same spot. On the count at 2-0. So the Volcanoes swept the Hawks in the first few games of the season, the first 3 games this year. And when the Hawks played against the Volcanoes at Memorial Stadium, that was when Boise had their only chance for breathing room, as they won 2 of 3 against the Volcanoes, winning the first one on a walk-off, which is the only time that the Hawks ever won on a walk-off. This one on a 2-0 pitch, a ground ball straight to Plantier, throws to Hatch for 1, throws to the first baseman Trey Jacobs for 2, and he'll turn a 5-4-3 double play for the first 2 outs here in the third inning. And we now go to the designated hitter in Jairo Pomares, one of 2 left-handed hitters for the Volcanoes in this lineup. As Pomares is up on the mound. Looks like the view, it looks like there may have been probably some smoke or something like that is currently going on to the field. The vision from here in the press box is just a tiny little bit obscured, nothing really too big, but it is definitely big enough to notice that there's probably something from the barbecue place over past the third base side. First pitch is a slider inside, the ball getting away from the catcher Quijada for a ball 1. Next pitch is a fastball up and outside for a ball 2. Also smell it too. Yeah, it's the barbecue place on the third base side. The 2-0 pitch is a fly ball going past the left field line and will fall into the Boise bullpen. And the count will go to 2-1. The left fielder Trevor Boone, the closest one to it. And now the miss is gone. Looks like we are fine here. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Volcanoes with 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Jeffrey Ocando getting out of the 3rd inning after a 5-4 3-double play hit by Harrison Free. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind up in the pitch to Pomares. That's a shot going in the center field. That's getting away from the center fielder, Joe Iltz, who will make a running catch. It looked like that ball was hooking away from him, but Iltz just ran faster to that ball in left center and will make the catch. It'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and no runners left on. The score staying 3-1 Volcanoes. At the end of 3, going into the top of the 4th, Connor Nurse will go back onto the mound. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Do you have a tree problem on your property? R&R Tree Service has the answer. Whether it be stump grinding, trimming, pruning, or tree removal, R&R Tree Service has you covered. This family-owned tree care company, located in the heart of Salem, has been helping property owners in the Mid-Willamette Valley make the best tree care decisions. Call the friendly office staff at R&R Tree Service or visit them at rrtreeservice.com and sign up for a free bidder estimate. That's rrtreeservice.com.
Oh, the secret life of moms. In summer, it centers on finding fun ways to keep the kids happy. Like the Oregon State Fair. Sure, take them. But don't be surprised if you end up finding your own fun. At the fair, I mean.
Friday, August 23rd is the Mattress Firm Foster Kids School Supply Drive Day. You're invited to drop off new school supplies at any entrance to the Oregon State Fair on opening day. A benefit for foster kids in our area at the Oregon State Fair.
This is Walker Yates with I've Got Rocks in My Head. One of the wonderful features of our store is our fossil collection. We have everything from the armored sea worm, Orthoceras, from 500 million years ago, to the ammonite, to modern fossils, and one unique item we have is the Spinosaurus teeth that we'll have more later in the year. This is Walker Yates with I've Got Rocks in My Head, 110 North Water in historic downtown Silverton.
Your home of the Salem-Keizer volcanoes all season long. Discover the wonder all over again exclusively on 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the 4th inning. The Volcanoes still leading the Boise Hawks by a score of 3-1. Connor Nurse, he has thrown 32 pitches through 3 innings and has struck out 5 hitters. He is looking pretty solid so far to get his first win of the year, as he'll face off against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, starting with the right fielder Yorvis Torrealba and the first baseman Trey Jacobs, and then the designated hitter in Daniel Cope. As Connor Nurse will continue his dominance so far, a hit through 3 innings, wind up in the first pitch, and that will hit Torrealba on the shoulder. He'll flop onto the ground and will walk back up immediately to first, as the Boise Hawks will get their first base runner since the 2nd inning. And we now go to Trey Jacobs, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup for the Hawks. And Jacobs, he grounded out to the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez, for the 3rd and final out. In the 3rd inning, that first pitch from Nurse to Yorvis Torrealba was a fastball that was hit. That hit Torrealba on the shoulder. He then flopped onto the ground afterwards and then got back immediately to first. First pitch is a ground ball to Rodriguez for 1. Throws to short for 1, but is not able to get it. Not able to get 2, as it'll be a fielder's choice. Rodriguez fielding that one in short right. Throws to the shortstop, Hopi for 1. Can't throw to first for 2, as we go to the designated hitter in Daniel Cope, who hit that solo home run. As he hit that solo shot on a 1-0 count with nobody out in the 2nd inning. As the Hawks will still have a runner on first base. Nurse getting the sign from Chris Corbett here in the top of the 4th. As he's getting through these batters pretty quickly. First pitch is a ball 1 on a slider that goes inside in a 1-0 count. That is only the 3rd pitch that Nurse has thrown in this inning, and there's a runner on first base and 1 out. Nurse in the stretch getting the sign from Corbett, the windup and the 1-0 pitch. That is a strike 1 looking on a curveball with a little bit of movement and a ball and a strike. As Nurse, the first time that he has had a base runner on in this entire inning for more than one pitch. The windup and the 1-1 by Nurse. That's a swing and a miss and a fastball outside for strike two. One out here in the fourth inning. As Nurse is looking to get his sixth strikeout. The most strikeouts that he has in an outing entering today was 5. And he's already tied that here today. He had that back on August 3rd at Hillsboro. And the 1-2 pitch, that is a swing and a miss and a slider inside for strike 3. And there is strikeout number 6 for Connor Nurse. That is the most that he has had in an outing for Salem-Keizer this season. As we now go to the number 5 hitter, the third baseman Tyler Plantier, who struck out looking on a 1-2 count. The most strikeouts that he has ever had in an outing this year is 8 in 5 innings back when he played in the Arizona League. Wind up and the first pitch by Nurse is a swing and a miss and a curveball outside for strike 1. He is 2 strikeouts away from getting 8. Right now he has 6. Nurse getting the sign from Chris Corbett. He has been absolutely dominating in this game with only a run. The 0-1 pitch is inside and a slider, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Plantier struck out looking on a 1-2 count. Connor Nurse mixing his pitches very well, and for what it looks like, with the exception of one pitch, he's been absolutely flawless. Now's a fastball to Cope. The 1-1 pitch is outside and a fastball for ball 2. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. The inning started off after Yorvis Torrealba got hit by a pitch on the first pitch that he saw. Trey Jacobs then grounded into a force out for out number 1s. Nurse then struck out Daniel Cope for out number 2. And the 2-1 pitch from Connor Nurse is a ball 3 on a curveball inside above the knees. 3 balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the fourth. No fly ball at this point has gone into the outfield. No fly ball has been in the outfield with the exception of the Daniel Cope homer. No fly out, I think is the best way to say it at this point. The 3-1 pitch, that is a strike 2. Looking on a fastball as Plantieri check swung on that pitch. As Nurse, 1 strike away from getting lucky number 7 to end the top of the fourth. Connor Nurse looking at a runner on first base and Jacobs and back at first base. In the stretch, the windup and the payoff pitch. Runner goes as a fly ball foul past the first base side as Trey Jacobs is looking to get his second stolen base of the year. He was looking to steal second. Got an update. Got a couple of updates. Hillsboro leading Eugene 1-0. And at the end of 1, and Everett now leads Spokane 2-0. The payoff pitch, that is upstairs and a ball 4 on a fastball that goes above the strike zone. For the first time tonight, the Boise Hawks will have runners on first and second base. As we now go to Trevor Boone, the left fielder, who grounded out to the shortstop, and Jeff Hope in the second inning. As Connor Nurse has now thrown 44 pitches and his Braz ERA down considerably, 5.01, definitely under 5, brought down to 4.67. Nurse, the windup and the pitch that is inside, and a curveball for ball 1. It was a check swing by Boone. Now the count will start off at 1-0. The Boise Hawks, for the first time tonight, have multiple runners on base. Trey Jacobs at second base, Plantier at first. As Nurse, the windup and the 1-0, that is outside on a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. That one above the knees, 2-0. And Nurse getting the sign from Chris Corbett. First time that the Hawks have had runners in scoring position But the game-tying run is at first. This one a fly ball going in the right center field, caught by Canario, the center fielder. And that will end the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the Hawks have left 2 runners on. The first time they've left runners on base all game. And the score will stay at Salem-Keizer 3, Boise 1 going into the bottom of the fourth. Ocando will face off against the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in Aldretti, Hopi, and Mendoza. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Did you know falling is the leading cause of injury in adults over the age of 60? The ability to keep one's balance is crucial for keeping an active lifestyle. PT Northwest's balance and fall prevention programs are available at our Staten, West Salem, and Keizer clinic locations. Learn more from PT Northwest today at ptnorthwest.com or call 503-371-8860. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Staten, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem.
At Reed Law Firm, we've earned a reputation for helping those in need, people like you.
Out of nowhere, the accident changed everything. I can't even hold my own child.
We understand your fears in the aftermath of an auto collision. A careless driver nearly killed 2 of our own family members, so we've seen that fear up close. We focus on you and your unique case start to finish, from your vehicle repairs to your medical bills and lost income, so that you can focus on healing and rebuilding your life.
After the accident, I didn't have the money to fight back, but they believed when no one else would.
Reed Law Firm, where your first consultation is absolutely free. Call us and let's talk. Put our experience on your side. Reed Law Firm. ReedLawFirm.com, REED Lawfirm.com, or call us at 971-915-7798.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes Baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Volcanoes leading the Boise Hawks by a score of 3-1. As Jeffrey Ocando has shut down the Volcanoes after they scored 3 runs off of them in the bottom of the first inning. They'll face off against Carter Aldretti, Jeff Hopi, and Baker Mendoza. They'll start off the bottom of the fourth, trying to extend the 3-1 lead. The Volcanoes have won the last 7 games against the Boise Hawks, looking to stretch that to 8, and have won 10 of 12 in the 2019 season against Boise this year. And will look to continue that dominance in the final regular season series for Salem-Keizer here at Volcano Stadium. As Ocando back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. First pitch to Aldretti is upstairs and a ball 1 inside at 1-0. 39 pitches through 3 innings. He's trying to avoid getting his 7th loss this year. The 1-0 pitch is a strike 1 looking on a fastball. Gets on the outside corner under the letters 1-1. And the windup and the 1-1 by Ocando is outside. That one getting down under the knees in the corner, 2-1. And Ocando, the step back and the windup, 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch is a foul ball that'll hit the netting past the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, right above the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes on deck circle for a 2-2 count. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ocando, the step back and the windup to Carter Aldretti. The pitch is a ground ball fielded by the shortstop Delone. The throw to the first base will be in time for out number 1. They'll bring up the shortstop Jeff Hopi. As Hopi will ground out to the first baseman Trey Jacobs in his only time up in the first inning. Ocando, the windup in the first pitch. That's a well-hit ball going in the right center field. Toriyama and Isles are under it. Isles trying to get to the ball. It gets off of the wall. Hopi is running for 3. He is looking to turn it into a triple. The throw for the second baseman is in time to get Hopi at third base. As there is a close play, the third baseman in Tyler Plantier tagging Hopi for the second out in the fourth. It'll be I believe it is an 8-4-5 as LJ Hatch, the second baseman, threw it in from the infield to Plantier, the third baseman. So it'll be a hit for the Volcanoes. It'll be a double for Hopi as he did not stop running. As they'll bring up the 8-hitter in Baker Mendoza, who got a leadoff single in the second inning. Ocando, the windup and the pitch. That is a fly ball going into right field. Back goes Torrealba. Torrealba is up at the warning track. That one will get over the wall. And Baker Mendoza, numero dos, para Baker Mendoza, a solo shot. And it increases the lead now to 4-1. Salem-Keizer. Mendoza hitting a ball that just gets over the wall in right field. And the Volcanoes leading now by a score of 4-1, increasing their lead, going to the number 9 hitter in Chris Corbett. As Corbett flew out to the center fielder and Joe Iltz. Ocando, the windup in the first pitch, inside, upstairs and inside for a ball one. As Corbett making his 10th start, the windup and the 1-0 pitch, that is a pop fly. That one staying in the infield. The shortstop, Delone, is under it. He is calling for it and will make the catch for the third out in the inning, but a run will score on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on. A solo shot by Baker Mendoza makes the score Volcanoes 4, Boise 1, going into the top of the 5th. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Hey, Volcano fans. Tom Marks from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate Professionals. Buying a house can be like baseball. First base is getting a pre-approval from a lender so you'll know how much home you can buy. Arriving at second is like finding a property you write an offer on. Third base, you've had your home inspection and negotiated repairs. Now, heading home, literally your new home. Just like scoring a run in the game, you'll be elated. If you need help negotiating the basis of home buying, give me a call, 503-881-9230.
At Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions, we offer complete home comfort together in one place.
With a variety of heating and cooling systems and a full range of energy-related home improvements, including insulation, duct leakage testing and sealing, energy audits, performance assessments, and more.
How can we help you be more comfortable in your home? Give us a call and find out.
Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions. Complete home comfort together in one place. 363-4822.
$2 Tuesday is the perfect time to visit North Block Coffee at 640 Commercial Northeast. All 12-ounce drinks are just $2 all day long on Tuesday. Cappuccinos, lattes, mochas, blended coffees, cold brews, Italian sodas, hot chocolate smoothies, and all kinds of iced teas are just $2 on $2 Tuesdays at North Block Coffee on Commercial Northeast. When you pull in, you'll get a smile and have your drink made perfect. See North Block Coffee on Facebook and Instagram.
The Mid-Valley's best talk, 24/7, on air, online, on your phone, and on Alexa. This is 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we're now back here on the top of the 5th inning. Connor Nurse has just been absolutely electrifying through the first 4 innings of this game, allowing only 1 hit. And that was a solo home run to Daniel Cope, as the Volcanoes once again have a 3-run lead over the Boise Hawks by a score of 4-1 after the Volcanoes had a solo home run of their own, the second one of the year from Baker Mendoza, as Connor Nurse will look to throw into the 5th inning. He has thrown 48 pitches through 4, as there's a chance that he may throw more innings. He may throw further into this game, into the 6th, maybe 7th inning, as neither Mark Hallberg nor Nestor Rojas has led a starting pitcher throw into the 7th inning. The maximum that either guy has let him throw is 6. First pitch is a foul ball. That one straight into the dirt right in front of the crowd, Mike. Oh boy, that audio. It's clearer than I thought. At least we have foul balls like that to test out our audio over the crowd, Mike. First pitch is at 0-1 on a fastball. The 0-1 pitch is a ball 1 on a curveball that was around the same spot But it's caught by Chris Corbett, and the count is out of ball and a strike. It'll be the bottom three hitters in LJ Hatch, Brian Quijada, and Vladimir Delone. The 1-1 pitch is a curveball up and in, or a slider up and in. My mistake, ball 2. The Volcanoes allowing only one hit, and that was the solo home run by Daniel Cope back in the second inning. But other than that, the Volcanoes have just allowed nothing. But in the last inning, they left runners on first and second. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball for ball 3. And one of the things that Nurse has said earlier this year that he needs to get ready is to be consistent late in games. And the 3-1 pitch is a full count 3-2 on a foul ball. And the count is full at 3-2 for Connor Nurse. 53 pitches through 4+. Nurse in the stretch, the windup, and the payoff pitch. That is a fly ball. That one going into dead center field. Canario running for it. Canario at the warning track tries to make a sliding play and can't do it. Going to second, and staying at second base will be LJ Hatch with the leadoff double. That one hit into the corner in center field right near the 405 mark and right near the scoreboard. Hatch getting a second double in a Hawks uniform, as the Hawks will have a runner in scoring position now for the number 8 hitter in Brian Quijada, as I believe that Connor Nurse may be fine for the rest of the top of the 5th, as the first extra base hit that the Volcanoes have allowed, or at least the first hit that Connor Nurse has allowed since that solo home run by Cope. Nurse getting the sign from Chris Corbett. The windup in the first pitch. That is a check swing. That is a foul. As it was a check swing by Quijada, but it will be a foul ball. No balls and a strike. And Boise starting off the top of the 5th inning with a runner on second base. And the count at 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is a fly ball. That one going to right. That will fall fair for a 2-bagger. Rounding around third base is LJ Hatch. He is going to score. Sliding in the second base safely is Brian Quijada, and he gets an RBI double. His second double of the year and his 8th RBI. And Boise gets a second run of the game, is now 4-2. And the game-tying run walks up to the plate. The shortstop, Vladimir Delone. As Delone, the 9-hitter, looks to extend the inning. Nobody out for the Hawks here in the top of the 5th. And Nurse getting the sign from Chris Corbett. The Hawks still with a runner on first base. That was a fly ball that fell right near the first base line. First pitch is a bunt attempt by Delone. As a fastball, little inside, called strike 1. As it will definitely be Delone, Joe Iltz, and Yorvis Torrealba. As the game-tying run walks up to the plate. Wind-up and the 0-1 by Nurse. That is outside, and a ball and a strike. And a fastball that goes under the knees at 1-1. So Boise, after winning 2 of 3 against the Volcanoes at Memorial Stadium, they started playing in a 6-game home-and-home series. The wind-up and the 1-1 by Nurse. That is a strike 2 looking on a slider inside. Delone not liking that call. And the count is at a ball and 2 strikes. Connor Nurse striking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters so far, and he's 1 strike away from getting number 7. A ball and 2 strikes. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. That is a swing and a miss, and that's exactly what he's going to get right there on a curveball right down the middle under the letters. He gets strikeout number 7 on the night for the Volcanoes. The most strikeouts that he has thrown, or the most strikeouts that he has had in a start this year was 8. And the most strikeouts that he's had with the Giants organization was back in June 30th of last year, where he struck out 9. So he's never had a double-digit performance. Connor Nurse going back to the top of the order, and Joe Iltz, who struck out against Nurse twice. The The windup in the first pitch is a foul chopper at an 0-1 count. Nurse struck out Iltz on a 1-2 count and then struck out Iltz on an 0-2 count. Connor Nurse with 7 strikeouts. He has the most strikeouts that he has allowed. Or the most strikeouts that he has had in a performance this year. Let's see if he can get the most that he can have this year. And the 0-1 pitch, that's another audio test right there. That hits the backstop behind home plate on another fastball and another foul by Iltz. And the count is at 0 balls and 2 strikes. The Boise Hawks with 2 runs on 3 hits. The Volcanoes 4 runs on 8 hits. And now Connor Nurse is looking for strikeout number 8. Nurse in the stretch, the windup in the 0-2, and it'll be a shot that will go into right center field. That will be caught by the right fielder, Canario, or my mistake, the right fielder, Armani Smith. The throw to second for 2 is in time. The Volcanoes turn 2 to end the 5th. An incredible play. Armani Smith making a diving play to get Iltz, and he'll throw a 9-6-4 to get Brian Quijada out at second base. Luciano being the cutoff man who makes a quick throw to second, and that will end the inning. 1 run is going to score on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on. What a play by the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes to keep only 1 run from scoring. The score Salem-Keizer 4, Boise 2, as Oquendo goes back up in the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
It's great to know that some major sports stars from Oregon trust and rely on PT Northwest for high-level treatment. Both Kevin Gregg of the Baltimore Orioles and Kevin Boss of the Kansas City Chiefs have relied on PT Northwest for their physical therapy needs. But you don't have to be a major league star to benefit. PT Northwest is on the cutting edge of sports medicine. PT Northwest, now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley. Go online to ptnorthwest.com or call 503-371-8860.
Extra Mile presents Extra Man. Sup, Extra Buds? In today's episode, it was a day like any other. Seems about right. Until everything changed.
Wait, what? It did?
The cravings arrived.
Oh, you mean like every day around now, I start craving some tasty snacks.
Exactly. How will he fight off this beast?
Usual way. Run by Extra Mile Convenience Store Chevron, pick up some jerky, candy, fruit.
Cravings annihilated. Extra Man moves on to the day's next challenge.
Yeah, now I'm thirsty for a water or energy drink. Guess I'll head back to
Extra Mile. Extras every day at select Chevron locations.
Miss Jennings, please explain to the jury what happened.
Well, I was running late. I ran down the stairs into the kitchen, and that's when I saw him. I can't.
Well, go on.
He was making instant coffee.
Good mornings deserve good coffee. At McDonald's, we brew ours fresh with 100% Arabica beans. Now get any size iced coffee or small McCafe espresso, like an iced caramel macchiato for $2, or any size hot coffee for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Boise Hawks get another run on the board on an RBI double by Brian Quijada, which scores LJ Hatch, makes the score Volcanoes 4, Boise 2. But the Volcanoes will finish off the top of the 5th inning on an amazing double play. A fly ball caught by Armani Smith, the right fielder, who will throw to second base to get Brian Quijada out at second base for a 9-6-4 double play. That'll end the top of the 5th. We now go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jeffrey Oquendo back on the mound, facing off against Yorlis Rodriguez, then Alex Canario, and then Armani Smith. Wind up in the first pitch is a high foul chopper. And they'll take it a very high hop going past the Boise bullpen. The count will start off at 0-1. Bottom of the 5th inning. The score, Salem-Keizer 4, Boise 2. The step back in the windup in the 0-2 pitch by Oquendo is another foul chopper past the third base side. And the count at 0 balls and 2 strikes. The sun setting here at Volcano Stadium. You have some sunlight hitting off of the wall in right center field and a little bit in dead center, with the shadow of, I believe that is the lights hitting the field as well. And the 0-2 pitch is a line drive ball that'll get into the hole in right. And Yorlis Rodriguez is now 2 for 3 with a leadoff single. We now go to the starting center fielder in Alex Canario, who hit an RBI double and struck out swinging in the second inning. As Canario walks up to the plate, 1 for 2 with a double and a run. Yorlis Rodriguez, the leadoff hitter, getting a second hit of the night. And Oquendo, the windup and the first pitch is a slider that goes above the strike zone at 1-0. So the Volcanoes getting their 9th hit. They lead it by 2 runs, a score of 4-2. So after the Hawks beat the Volcanoes in 2 of 3 games, throw to first is not in time on a pick by the first baseman, Trey Jacobs. So after the Hawks beat the Volcanoes in 2 of 3 games, the two teams played and finished off the first half of the Northwest League season, playing 6 games against each other. A 1-0 pitch, a fastball, that goes up for ball 2. They played 3 games here at Volcano Stadium, and then 3 games over in Boise, Idaho at Memorial Stadium. And it was a very important series for the Volcanoes as they had a shot in getting the Northwest League South Division first half title. The windup and the 2-0 pitch by Oquendo, that was a rip shot foul past the third base line. And that'll give him the first strike and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. The 6-game series started off with the Volcanoes and Hops both tied for first place, but with Hillsboro getting the tiebreaker. So the Volcanoes need to have a 1-game or 2-game lead in order to get the title. And the throw to first was an eephus pitch to first base, and it will easily not get the leadoff base runner Rodriguez in time. The Volcanoes winning that first game by a score of 7-2, and Hillsboro lost, so the Volcanoes were 1 game ahead up in the second game, where the Volcanoes won 2-1, and they were now 2 games ahead of the Hops, and won the third game 4-3. And the 2-1 pitch is a ball 3 on a changeup inside of the 3-ball, 1-strike count. And the Volcanoes getting a 2-game lead over the Hillsboro Hops before even going to Boise was huge. As Hillsboro played against Eugene, then they beat the Hawks on a walk-off hit 4-3. This one, a 3-1 pitch, a broken bat fly ball in the left field that will fall in front of the left fielder Trevor Boone. Alex Canario then just threw his bat down, knowing that it's now broken. Rodriguez going to second base. That was on a bloop single that will fall right in front of the left fielder Trevor Boone. And I believe Canario thought that he was going to fly out, so he slammed his bat down, and he didn't know until he saw the ball fall in front of left field that he was safe, so he's going to first. And that'll bring up Armani Smith, who is one of 2 players for the Volcanoes who have started off the day 2 for 2. As Oquendo getting the sign from the catcher Brian Quijada, with runners on first and second and nobody out. First pitch is a check swing inside on a fastball at 1-0. Both the first hitters for the Volcanoes starting off with leadoff singles. And so going in the Memorial Stadium with a 2-game lead, the Volcanoes needed to win the series in order to preserve the spot. They won game 1 in one of the most exciting games of the entire year in Memorial Stadium, and where the Volcanoes won 15-12 in 10 innings. The 1-0 pitch is a curveball, swing and a miss, and a strike 1. And the count is at 1-1. The Volcanoes with runners on first and second, as Armani Smith is up at the plate. As the Volcanoes have runners on first and second, Oquendo in the stretch. The windup and the 1-1 pitch, that is another curveball. That one just getting above the letters, 2 balls and a strike. And in that first game, the Volcanoes and Hawks were just going back and forth at each other. At the end of 3, it was 4-2 Volcanoes. At the end of 6, It was 8-5 Volcanoes, but the Hawks scored 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game up at 10. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch that is inside, and a fastball under the knees, down and in for a ball 3. So another 3-1 count for Akando. There is a pitcher in the bullpen for the Hawks. There's a right-handed pitcher. I believe that is either Joel Condrey or Jacob Wallace. Their jersey numbers look very, very similar. Wallace with the jersey number 52, Condrey with 53. The 3-1 pitch, that is a swing and a miss and a fastball for strike 2. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. And that first game, so after the game was finished after 9, in the top of the 10th, the Volcanoes scored 5 runs. After on a 1-1 count, Franklin Labor hit an RBI double down the left field line, which scored Sean Roby, who was the runner at second base. And it capped off with a 2-run home run by Armani Smith. And the Volcanoes won that game by a final score of 15-12 after the Hawks scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 10th. And a full count, Jeffrey Okando, the payoff pitch to Smith. That's a ground ball. That one getting under the glove of the shortstop, Delone. Riding around third is Rodriguez. The throw to the plate is way offline. As riding around the third and staying at third is Canario, as Armani Smith will get an RBI double out of that. His second double of the night and his second RBI of the night. Canario going to third as the Volcanoes increased their lead to 5-2. Armani Smith has gone 3 for 3 on the night. And a timeout by Boise. Steve Solis, the Hawks manager, walking up to the mound. It looks like he'll take Akando out of the game, and it looks like he will. 4+ innings on the mound, and they're going to bring in a new pitcher. I do believe they're going to call that. They are going to call that a single. That is not a double. It is a single, but he advanced a second on the throw home. As the Volcanoes will get their 11th hit. Yorlis Rodriguez will score from second base. Alex Canario is going to third. As the Volcanoes now lead by a score of 5-2. And it looks like it is Joel Condrey for the Boise Hawks. Jacob Wallace mainly used in a relief spot. Condrey, the 23-year-old from nearby Renton, Washington. He is making his 24th appearance this year. Akando, 4 innings plus 11 hits. He currently has allowed 5 earned runs, although that is subject to change. It may go up to 7. He has walked nobody and has struck out only 1 batter, and that was Canario to end the second. As Condrey enters today with a record of 3 wins and 1 loss, an ERA of 3.94, his 24th appearance this season in 32 innings. He has allowed 34 hits, 14 runs. He has walked 7 batters and has struck out 34. And was up there in the conversation, is still up there in the conversation for the league lead in games and appearances with 23. He's going to make his 24th appearance today, as both Justin Garcia and Grayson Huffman, Justin Garcia of Hillsborough and Grayson Huffman for Vancouver, both have 20, and teammate Cameron Enck has 20 appearances. Boise and Vancouver, the 2 teams with 2 pitchers who have made 20 or more appearances this year. Entering today, Jacob Wallace for Boise is the only player with double-digit saves with 10. As Boise looks to contain the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes here. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. And the Volcanoes have scored their 5th run. Yorlis Rodriguez scoring on an RBI single by Armani Smith. As Armani is now 3 for 3 on the night. The first at-bat, he got an RBI double. In the 3rd inning on a 1-0 pitch, he got a single. And in the 5th inning, he got an RBI single just earlier, but he goes to second on the throw from the center fielder Joe Eilt, which almost gets past the catcher Brian Quijada. Canario will go to third base, and now Harrison Freed will walk up to the plate. as Salem-Keizer once again has a 3-run lead. And now here is Harrison Freed. Once again up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a single and a double play. First pitch is a curveball inside from Condrier at 0-1. And the score now, Salem-Keizer 5, the Boise Hawks 2. The windup in the 1-0, Condrier. And another curveball, this one going outside on a pitch that is low, a one-hopper. They'll go outside under the knees, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Freed, he got a single on an 0-2 count against a Kando in the first inning, and hit into a 5-4-3 double play in the third. The 2-0 pitch out to ground ball, fielded by the third baseman in Plantier, throws to first. It'll be in time for out number 1, as he was looking at both Smith and Canario, the first baseman Trey Jacobs, for the first out in the 5th. And we now go to the designated hitter in Jairo Pomares, who is one of 3 Volcanoes hitters that who either has not gotten a base hit or has gotten on base. The other 2 being Carter Aldretti and Chris Corbett. As Pomares looks to extend the inning, as he'll look to put in his 2 cents, get a base hit in. First pitch is inside and a ball 1 on a fastball inside. It was just under the knees. The infield for Boise is in. Third base in Plantier, shortstop in Delone, second base in Hatch, and at first base is Jacobs. A ball and no strikes. Condrier, the windup and the 1-0. That is a ball 2. That ball being kept in play by Quijada, the catcher. You're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The score, Salem-Keizer, 5 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Boise Hawks, 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Connor Nurse has been phenomenal, allowing 3 hits in 5 innings, striking out 7. 2 balls, no strikes. Condrier, the pitch. That's outside for a ball 3 and a fastball. That one just getting over the knees. Carter Aldretti on deck. He got a sacrifice fly to right. There's 1 out here. 3 balls, no strikes. Condrier, the windup and the pitch is a line shot straight into the glove of the first baseman, Jacobs. And that prevents a couple of runs from scoring. It'll get him for the second out here in the 5th inning. What a play by Jacobs. Using his instincts to make the catch. That was a line drive ball that could have gone down the line in right field, but Jacobs would make the play to prevent any more runs from scoring in that instance. And now Carter Aldretti will have the chance of getting a couple of runs in. He is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and a ground out in his first 2 at-bats, both against Jeffrey Okendo. Condrier with runners on second and third, wind up in the first pitch is outside and a fastball for ball 1. Runner at third base in Canario. Second base is Armani Smith. The first 3 hitters entering the day with singles. The 1-0 pitch, that is a fastball right down the middle, a little over the knees, strike 1. And Aldretti with the sacrifice fly. So the Volcanoes, after they beat Boise 15-12 in the first game, they had to play in extras again. And the 1-1 pitch is a fastball down low, 2-1. That one under the knees and under the strike zone from Condrier to the third baseman Carter Aldretti. So after they had to beat the Boise Hawks 15-12 in 12 innings, the second time this year that the Volcanoes and Hawks had to play in 12 innings. The Volcanoes scored 2 in the top of the 12th against Boise's 1 run in the bottom of the 12th to win 4-3. The 2-1 pitch is a pop-up. That one's staying in the infield, and it looks like it will be the catcher Quijada who will be under it and will make the catch for the 3rd out to end the 5th. It'll be 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on. It'll be 5 earned runs total for Jeffrey Okendo to finish off his night. And that'll end the 5th inning. 5-2 Volcanoes over the Boise Hawks. Connor Nurse going back on the mound to throw in the 6th inning. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Hi, I'm Jaden. My husband Chris and I own Synergize Auto here in Dallas, Oregon. We always have a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles and power sports, and you'll be working directly with us always. We are a non-pressuring, easy-to-work with, and family-owned company. We offer financing options, take trade-ins, and do consignments. See our inventory at synergizeauto.com. That's SYNERGIZE auto.com. Find us on Google to see what customers are saying. We're all about service and being a dealership you can trust.
If you or someone you know is a veteran or currently serving in the military, then listen up. The Mid-Willamette Veteran Stand-Down is happening Tuesday, September 3rd at Chemeketa Community College from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is a great opportunity for veterans and those currently serving to learn more about their VA benefits and other programs serving our heroes in the Mid-Willamette Valley. There will be medical and dental services, a resume workshop with job fair, on-site legal support, classes to help you balance your budget, as well as listening session hosted by the VA Portland Healthcare System on the new VA Mission Act program. You don't want to miss this year's Veteran Stand-Down. For more information about the stand-down, or if you want to volunteer, call the Salem Vet Center at 503-362-9911 and ask for Rosie. That's 503-362-9911.
Beck, Rush, Newsmakers, Gorka, and Sexton. The best live talk weekdays is on 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we're now back here in the top of the 6th inning. The Volcanoes scored their 5th run of the game. They lead the Boise Hawks by a score of 5-2. Connor Nurse is back on the mound looking to throw in his 6th inning of the night, and will look to get his first win of the season as well. He has thrown 6 innings, allowing 2 runs, striking out 7, walking 1, and allowing 3 hits. They'll start off against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Yorvis Torrealba, the right fielder, Trey Jacobs, the first baseman, and Daniel Cope in the designated hitter. In the cleanup spot is a 9.65 that ended the inning in the top of the 5th. First pitch is a ball 1 on a curveball that will go inside under the knees at 1-0. Torrealba, Jacobs, and Cope are the first 3 hitters for Nurse. The 1-0 pitch is a swing and a foul on a fastball for 1-1. The most strikeouts that Nurse has had this season is 8. And that was earlier this year when he was pitching in the Arizona League. That was back, I'm trying to get the exact date here, June 22nd. And almost on that exact date last year, on June 30th, 2018, is the most strikeouts that he's ever had in the game with 9. The 1-1 pitch is a strike 2 looking on a curveball inside above the knees, and a 1-2 count. As he'll look for strikeout number 8 here. The 1-2 pitch, that is low, and a fastball that will go straight into the dirt, 2-2. He has never had a double-digit performance in the professional level. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The step back and the windup, 2-2. The pitch, that is a swing and a miss. Corbett will be throwing the first, and it will get him in time. That's number 8. Connor Nurse with strikeout number 8 on the night for out number 1 in the top of the 6th. Here is the first baseman in Trey Jacobs, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fielder's choice. The most innings that he's ever thrown in the Giants farm system was 6, and he's done that twice. One of those times was in his last start at Eugene. The other time was against the Arizona League Chicago Cubs when he was pitching with the Arizona League Giants. Got the win in that game. First pitch is a fly ball. This one going into short left field, and running to try and get it will be the shortstop Hopi, who is not able to make the play, and Trey Jacobs will get a 1-out single here in the 6th. It looks like there may be a pitcher in the bullpen, and there is. Nestor Rojas staying in the dugout, as there is a chance that he'll finish the 6th. He threw 6 innings in his last outing. and got the loss against Eugene, but brought his ERA down from 5.19 to 5.01 in the process. Nurse to wind up in the first pitch is inside. Does that hit Cope? Yes, it does. That one hits him on the arm, and the Boise Hawks will have runners on first and second base once again. As Tyler Plantier, the third baseman, will walk up to the plate. He struck out looking in the second and was walked in the fourth. And was the only person that was walked against Connor Nurse. One out here in the top of the sixth inning. As Connor Nurse is looking for his first win as a Salem-Keizer Volcano. He had a .500 record of 3-3 up in the Arizona, or 3-0. He has a .500 record total this year. Nurse, the windup and the first pitch from Plantier. Windup and the first pitch is a swing and a miss, and a curveball for strike one. He went 3-0 with an ERA of 1.26 with the Arizona League Giants, striking out 27 and 28 and 2/3. And he has struck out 100 batters in his professional career entering today. Runners on first and second with one out. The windup and the 0-1 pitch. That's a swing and a miss, and another curveball for a swing and a miss, strike two. He has struck out 8 batters tonight. The most strikeouts that he's ever had in an outing in his professional career in the Giants farm system was last year, and he had 9. He has never had a double-digit strikeout performance. Nurse in the stretch. The windup and the 0-2. That is a swing and a miss, and that is strikeout number 9 for Connor Nurse. And he has a chance to go double digits here in the 6th. Here's the left fielder, Trevor Boone, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out to the shortstop in Jeff Hopi and a fly out to the center fielder, Canario. The Hawks, they trail by 3. They have the game-tying run at home plate in Trevor Boone. Nurse got the sign from Chris Corbett. And the windup and the first pitch is a ground ball past the third baseline, foul. And the count will start off at 0-1. That was on a slider. 9 strikeouts for Connor Nurse. The most strikeouts that he's allowed from with either the Arizona League or the Volcanoes this year. Count out 0-1. Nurse, the windup and the 0-1 pitch. That is a chopper. That one fielded right near the bag by Aldretti. The long throw from first. It is in time. What a throw by Carter Aldretti. The Barber doing it again in the hot corner. That ends the 6th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on. And the score stays at 5-2 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Joel Condrier on the mound for Boise. Connor Nurse, most likely his night is done after 6. No starting pitcher has ever thrown in the 7th. There's a really good chance that he'll be done after 6. Joel Condrier will pitch against the bottom 3 hitters in the lineup. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Baseball is one of the greatest American summertime activities ever, and Les Schwab is proud to be a part of it as a sponsor of the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. Your Volcanoes lineup is all about teamwork, and so is the team at your local Les Schwab. As you plan your next Volcanoes or vacation road trip, stop by your local Les Schwab first. They'll perform a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts to keep you and your family safe on the road. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
We at Shiloh Inns are proud to be celebrating more than 44 years of providing you, our loyal customers, with Shiloh's sincere friendliness, efficient customer service, and clean, comfortable, attractive, non-smoking rooms and suites, all at an affordable price. Hello, I'm Mark Hemstreet, owner of Shiloh Inns. Our customers love our many free amenities like free Wi-Fi and free continental breakfast or hot, full, delicious breakfast at most Shiloh Inns, as well as our spas, steam, sauna rooms, exercise fitness facilities, and business centers. And at Shiloh Inns, even the kids stay free. And for you dog lovers, Shiloh is very dog friendly. If you ask your best friend where they want to stay, we think you'll get a paws up for Shiloh Inns. For reservations, call 800-222-2244 or visit our website at shilohins.com. Shiloh Inns, affordable excellence. American family owned and proud of it.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Volcanoes keeping their 5-2 lead after leaving a couple of runners on base in the top of the 6th. In what I believe to be the final inning for Connor Nurse, is right now the Volcanoes manager, Nestor Rojas, neither he nor Mark Hallberg has ever had a starting pitcher throw in the 7th. But there's a chance that he may do that here, but it could go either way at this point. Right now in the bottom of the 6th, the first reliever for Boise, Joel Condrier, is looking to throw in his first full inning of relief. He'll face off against the bottom 3 hitters in Jeff Hope, Baker Mendoza, am I mistaken? Chris Corbett. First pitch is outside and a fastball up and out. Above the letters, ball 1. Hope had a double off the wall in the 4th inning, but tried to stretch into a triple and got out at third base. The windup and the 1-0 pitch, that is outside, and a ball 2 on another fastball outside. Connor Nurse with easily his best night as a Volcano yet, as he has struck out 9 through 6 innings. And the most strikeouts that he's ever had since over a year ago. 2 balls, no strikes. That is a strike 1 looking on a 2-1 count. The most strikeouts that he's had this year before today was 8. And the most strikeouts that he's had as a Volcano entrance today was only 5. 2 balls and a strike. Condrey, the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And a strike 2, count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning. The score, Salem-Keizer 5, Boise 2. And Condrey ahead of the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is a strike 3 called on a curveball in the outside corner. That one at the knees, and Condrey strikes out a Volcanoes batter for the first time tonight. As the second Volcanoes hitter that has struck out. And we now go to Baker Mendoza, who is 2 for 2 with a solo home run in the 4th inning and a single in the 2nd. 5-2 Volcanoes over the Boise Hawks. Condrier, the windup and the pitch. That is a shot straight to the shortstop, Deloney. A nice pick by him. He'll take a pump fake, will throw to first, and will get Mendoza out at first base in time. He got a lot of time to spare after he fielded that baseball. And they'll get him for out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Here is the number 9 hitter in Chris Corbett. As Condrey looks to finish off the bottom of the 6th inning. The Volcanoes, 5 runs on 11 hits. The Hawks, 2 runs on 4. First pitch is a ball 1 on the fastball, just gets under at a 1-0 count. Corbett, he is one of 3 Volcanoes hitters that have not gotten on base. The other 2 being Jairo Pomares and Carter Aldretti. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball in the dirt, down and out, a 2-0 count. And the Volcanoes will play 3 games here against the Boise Hawks. Here today on the 20th, tomorrow on the 21st, and on the 22nd before playing 4 games at Vancouver. The 2-0 pitch, that's a shot going in the center field. Back goes Joe Alts. Alts is under it and will make the catch. It is a 1-2-3 inning for Joel Condrier. That'll end the bottom of the 6th. The score, Volcanoes 5 and the Hawks 2 as we go to the 7th inning. I believe they are bringing in a new pitcher, but we'll find out after this break, as whoever will be on the mound will face off against the bottom 3 hitters for the Hawks. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
That's not all. When a Boone Ridge senior community resident is telling a friend about all the wonderful amenities at Boone Ridge, it's because the list is endless. Things like open restaurant-style dining with made-to-order meals. How about a bistro and wine bar? A full schedule of planned events and activities. You will truly experience extraordinary at Boone Ridge Senior Community in South Salem. For more information, go to BooneRidgeSeniorLiving.com and schedule a tour at Boone Ridge. At Boone Ridge, you will experience extraordinary.
August is here and you look around your yard, you have just 1 or 2 more spots to fill to make it complete. 13th Street Nursery is here for you. Whether it's an evergreen or a beautiful tree that will provide amazing colors before the leaves drop, stop in and find the tree or shrub that's just right. If you're thinking about gardening indoors this fall and winter, our indoor plant selection is hard to find anywhere else. Find us on Facebook or on the web at 13thstreetnursery.net. That's 13th Street Nursery. Now let's create something beautiful together.
You can make sure that your vehicle stays nice and cool this summer and beyond if you call the Car Shop in Dallas. Mark Heiss and his team will give your air conditioner system a complete checkup. If your AC needs attention, they'll take care of it in a timely fashion. Don't take a chance. Have it checked at the Car Shop and stay cool. They're located at 1315 East Ellendale Avenue in Dallas or online at thecarshopdallas.com. For 13 years, they've been your complete auto repair shop in Dallas.
The Mid-Valley's best talk 24/7 on air, online, on your phone, and on Alexa. This is 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the 7th inning. And for the first time this season, the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes have had a starting pitcher pitch past the 6th inning, 75 pitches in. And Connor Nurse will pitch in the top of the 7th. They'll face off against the bottom 3 hitters in the Boise Hawks lineup, starting with L.J. Hatch, who hit a leadoff double off of him in a full count in the 5th. He has 9 strikeouts. He has walked only 1 batter and has allowed 4 hits and 2 earned runs. Nurse, the windup and the first pitch. That is pitch number 76. That is a ball 1 and a fastball inside under the letters. It'll be L.J. Hatch, Brian Quijada, and Vladimir Delone. Already an amazing night for Connor Nurse already. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball up and inside above the letters this time, 2-0. It'll be Hatch, Quijada, and Delone. Wind up and the 2-0. Nurse, and that is a ball. Ooh! That's a strike 1 looking on a fastball. Inside, a little late on the call from the home plate umpire, Willie Traynor, but the count will now be at 2-1. 9 strikeouts, looking for number 10. The 2-1 pitch, that is a strike 2 and a curveball outside. The most strikeouts that Nurse has ever had in an outing is 9. That was June 30th of last year when he was pitching in the Arizona League. And now he has a chance to get number 10. The step back and the windup. 2-2. That was a ground ball off the legs of Nurse. He'll throw to first and will get Hatch out in time. A nice job by Connor Nurse for out number 1 in the top of the 7th. And will now face off against Brian Quijada, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI double against him in the 5th. And he also lined out to the third baseman, Carter Aldretti. Aldretti has made a couple of nice plays over at the hot corner. It has definitely helped Connor Nurse. As he has thrown 6 1/3 innings. His ERA entering the 7th has gone down from 5.01 to 4.6. Over half a run, or almost half a run. Nurse to wind up in the first pitch. That is a strike 1 looking on a slider inside at 0-1. Quijada on an 0-1 pitch hit an RBI double against Connor Nurse in his last time up in the 5th. That was his 2nd double and his 8th RBI. The 0-1 pitch is a strike 2 looking on a curveball inside, 0-2. Connor Nurse once again with a chance at strikeout number 10. It'll be his career high as a professional baseball player in the Giants farm system. Nurse in the stretch. The step back, the windup, and the 0-2 pitch. That is a fly ball that will go in the right, and that will fall for a base hit. Brian Quijada will stay at first base. It'll be a 1-out single. And Brian Quijada is now the first Boise Hawk with multiple base hits against Connor Nurse, and it looks like they are going to take Nurse out of this game. It is still an amazing performance by him. As Nestor Rojas, he is going to take Connor Nurse out of this game, as he will be done after 83 pitches, 6 1/3 innings, and he is on line to get his first win of the season. An incredible performance by the 20-year-old from Winter Garden, Florida. He is on line for his first win of the year. as he makes an amazing performance. 6 1/3. He is the first Volcanoes pitcher to even pitch in the 7th inning, or the first starting pitcher to go into the 7th. And the Volcanoes will now bring in a new pitcher. It is 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, currently 2 runs, but that is subject to change because there is a runner on first base. He has walked 1 and has struck out 9. As the Volcanoes will bring in a new pitcher, Connor Nurse. At this point, he earns that first win. The Volcanoes leading 5-2. They have a runner on first base and Brian Quijada with 1 out. As the shortstop Vladimir Delone is up at the plate. I believe that the jersey number for the pitcher is, yes, it is. It is number 21, Miguel Figueroa. A call to the bullpen. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli. Woke in Eric Cozy's because they'll hit it out of the park. Miguel Figueroa, the first relief pitcher for the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, who will come in for Connor Nurse. Currently 6 1/3, 5 hits, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 9. And is online for his first win. Miguel Figueroa, the 22-year-old from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, currently no wins and no losses, an ERA of 2.70. He's making his 7th appearance. He has 1 save under his belt, 10 innings, 10 hits. He has allowed 3 earned runs, walked 5, and struck out 11. His last appearance was at Eugene, where he allowed a hit and struck out 2 in 2 innings on August 15th. He was the first relief pitcher for Nurse at Eugene. As Figueroa will face off against the number 9 hitter in Vladimir Delone. Connor Nurse, 6 1/3 innings. He has struck out 9. And the rotation, or the pitching matchup for tomorrow, will be Kervin Castro for the Volcanoes against Micah Kaczor for the Boise Hawks. It is Kaczor. That is the last name of the Boise starting pitcher tomorrow. And then it will be Travis Perry against Will Etheridge for the 3rd game. Figueroa, the first pitch to Delone. Wind up in the first pitch. Swing and a miss. And a slider outside for strike 1. Connor Nurse, and easily one of the best pitching performances by the Volcanoes this year. 2 earned runs in 6 1/3. The most that he could allow is 3 because of Brian Quijada at first base. The count at 0-1. The windup and the pitch. That is a ball 1 on a slider inside. On a 1-1 count will be Delone and possibly Joe Iltz as well in the top of the 7th inning. Figueroa again, the sign from Chris Corbett. The windup and the 1-1. That is a swing and a miss and a slider. And Delone really trying to find a pitch to make contact with. And the 2 pitches that he has swung at, both of them being sliders, were outside into the left-handed hitter's box. And Delone was just swinging his bat at it. Figueroa, the windup and the 1-2 pitch. That is a fly ball going into right field. Armani Smith is under it and will make the catch for the 2nd out, as Quijada will go back to first base. And we'll now go to the top of the order, and Joe Iltz, the center fielder, who is 0 for 3. He struck out in his first 2 times up. He flew out to the right fielder, Armani Smith, who made an amazing diving play, but then threw back to second after he saw that Brian Quijada was far away from the second base bag enough to where they could pick him off for 2, and that's exactly what happened. The throw was cut off by Luciano, who threw it to Jeff Hoppe to get him for the 3rd out of the inning. First pitch by Figueroa is a strike 1 and a slider up and outside, a little above the letters at 0-1. The Hawks with 5 hits and 2 runs. The Volcanoes with 11 hits and 5 runs. Figueroa in the stretch, wind up and the 0-1. That is a fly ball. That one going into short right field, but it'll be in foul territory. Mendoza trying to find it, will make the catch in foul territory, and that will end the top of the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors and a runner left on. Connor Nurse, 2 earned runs through 6 1/3, and that is his official stat line. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Salem-Keizer 5, Boise 2 going into the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Hey, KYKN fans, are you listening? Tom Marks, your residential real estate specialist from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate Professionals. Are you thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? If you'd like to give me a call at 503-881-9230, I'll meet with you and listen to your real estate goals. We'll call it a job interview. If you like me and what I offer, we can do business together. There's no hard sell, just casual conversation. Tom Marks, 503-881-9230.
It's coming. The biggest motorsports show of the summer, the 46th annual award-winning Sublimity Harvest Festival presented by Power Chevrolet. September 6th through the 8th, 3 full days of truck pulls, tractor pulls, and ATV pulls. Stock, modified, and supermods. And every day ends with 6 of the biggest, baddest monster trucks we could find, catching air and crushing cars. It's noisy, it's exciting, and kids are just $5. Discount adult tickets at area Wilco Farm stores. There's live music and after party in the Coors Light Entertainment Tent every night. Great food, a kid zone, and plenty to do. Don't miss the fun run and parade on Saturday or the pancake breakfast on Sunday. The Sublimity Harvest Festival, presented by Power Chevrolet, is the most exciting way to end your summer. Just 12 miles east of Salem on Highway 22 and Golf Club Road. The full schedule and tickets are online at sublimityharvestfest.com.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The score, Volcanoes 5, the Boise Hawks 2. The Hawks bringing in a new pitcher after Joel Condre is done after 2 innings, allowing no hits, no runs, no walks, and struck out 1. The new pitcher for the Boise Hawks will be number 54, Miguel Osua, a left-handed pitcher from Penuelas, Puerto Rico, 23 years old, drafted last year in the 2018 draft out of Oral Roberts University, and was making his 4th appearance this year for the Boise Hawks. He has no wins and no losses with an ERA of 12, allowing 4 earned runs through 3 innings, walking 2 and striking out 2. He pitched for Boise as a part of their rotation last year, making 8 starts in 16 appearances, and went 0-3 with an ERA of 6.02. He's pitched for Asheville for 2 games and for the Grand Junction Rockies for 7, so he's moving around the lower levels of the Colorado Rockies organization a little bit. As Osua will face off against the first 3 hitters in Yorlis Rodriguez, Alex Canario, and Armani Smith, 3 guys who have gotten multiple base hits. Rodriguez and Canario both 2 for 3. Armani Smith is 3 for 3. Osua in the stretch, windup, and the first pitch to Rodriguez. A swing and a miss and a fastball for a strike 1. The score right now, Salem-Keizer 5, Boise 2. The Volcanoes looking to get their 8th straight win against the Volcanoes, and the first pitch is called a ball, although Rodriguez did swing at it. And now the Boise manager, Steve Solis, is walking up to talk to Willie Traynor. It's a swing and a miss and a strike 1 on a fastball outside, but I do not believe that's why Solis is arguing with the home plate umpire about. I'm a little confused about what's going on. Solis is talking with the home plate umpire. He looks visibly mad about something. I'm a little perplexed as to what that exactly is because nothing has really happened yet. Rodriguez swung at the first pitch. As the bottom of the 7th inning just started, Solis has been ejected once this year against the Volcanoes. And it doesn't look like Solis is slowing down. I'm a little perplexed as to what's going on here. As far as I can tell, there's no reason that Solis should even be out here. I have no idea what exactly he's talking about. Rodriguez swung at the first pitch as The conversation is drawing along. Solis, it looked like he was going back, but now he's coming back to talk for more with Willie Traynor. Traynor is just standing there like a statue. He's been pretty good on calls today. I'm a little perplexed as to what's happening here. But it looks like it'll end with Solis going back to the dugout. It was a very odd series of events right there. There was nothing that happened where it should have been, nothing out of the ordinary. And now Willie Traynor is going to talk to Solis again. Solis is going to walk up to talk to Traynor. Traynor is walking up to Solis, and it looks like it'll continue. And now they're exchanging words. They're going to continue this. You have a couple of fans here who are going to. And now Solis, it looked like he was leaving, but now he's going to continue talking to Traynor. If I had to say, I think Traynor just called a balk on Osua. Now he's ejected Solis. Steve Solis has been ejected for arguing what I believe now is a balk call on Osua. The count is at 1-0. So the count will start off at 1-0. I believe that was a balk call on Osua, and that's the reason why Solis was talking to Willie Traynor. For the second time against the Volcanoes, Solis is ejected. And it looked like Solis was done going into the dugout. And then he walked back out of the dugout. It looked like he had a few more words for Willie Traynor, the home plate umpire, and Traynor said, "That's it, you're gone." And here in the bottom of the seventh inning, Steve Solis has been ejected from this game. It's the second time against the Volcanoes this year. We do not have a number as to into how many times he's been ejected overall this year. We'll possibly get that number soon enough, and now it'll be Fred Ocasio who will be the acting manager. And so the official ruling will be an illegal pitch on Osua. If there were runners on base, it would be called a balk, but in this case, it was an illegal pitch. Rodriguez swung at it, and originally, it looked like from here it was a strike. It clearly was if it wasn't an illegal pitch, but it'll be a ball one. Next pitch is inside for a ball two, and the 2-0 pitch will be a fly ball that will go right near the first base side. It's caught by the second baseman, L.J. Hatch. Rodriguez then between the baseline at home plate and first base slams his bat in frustration after hitting into that pop fly as we go into Alex Canario. So an illegal pitch call by Willie Traynor on Miguel Osua forces Steve Solis to walk out to talk to Willie Traynor, and then Solis, with what I believe is one of the shortest tempers in the Northwest League, walks back out of the dugout after going back in. First pitch is inside and a fastball for ball one. He walks back out of the dugout after, I guess, he had a few more words for Traynor. And the count will start off with Osua and a ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball under the letters at 2 balls and no strikes. Canario is 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI and a run. An RBI double in the first inning, scored on an RBI double by Armani Smith. The 2-0 pitch is a strike one looking on a fastball right down the middle. Two balls and a strike, one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Some late game action here at Volcano Stadium. The 2-1 pitch is a strike two looking on a fastball under the letters. 2-2. That one hitting the top part of the strike zone. It was right down the middle under the letters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Osua looking for his first strikeout of the night. The 2-2 pitch, that is inside. A full count 3-2 on a slider above the knees, way inside. And the count is full. I believe This is the second time he got ejected, and the payoff pitch is a fastball down and inside for a strike 3 call. This is the second time that Canario has struck out. And I'll now bring up Armani Smith, who is one of a couple of huge offensive supporters for the Volcanoes, or one of the top offensive contributors. He is 3 for 3 with a pair of RBIs, a double and a run here in tonight's game. But I do recall at one point either Steve Solis or Mark Hallberg, one of those two, getting ejected at one point in the previous Boise Volcanoes game. I believe it was at Memorial Stadium as well. First pitch is a swing and a miss, a strike 1 to Smith. The 0-1 pitch is a ground ball, gets off the glove of Deloney, the shortstop, on a one hopper. And Armani Smith gets on base for his 4th single. He is 4 for 4 on the night for the right fielder Armani Smith. And we now go to the left fielder Harrison Freed, who is 1 for 3 with a single, a double play, and a ground out. So we'll be trying to check here to see if Solis at all did get ejected against the Volcanoes. Because I do believe he has at one point. It was at Memorial Stadium. Because I do believe it has happened. Harrison Freed walking up to the plate. He is looking to extend the inning. And Oshawa, the windup in the first pitch is a ball 1 on a fastball on the outside corner above the letters at 1-0. It's, from what I can find, against the Volcanoes, as far as I can know for sure, that is the first time that Steve Solis has gotten ejected, but it is the latest of many times where Solis has gone out onto the field of play to talk with the home plate umpire. The 1-0 pitch by Oshawa is a well-hit ball past the first base line, but it's foul going into the Volcanoes bullpen. And the count is out, a ball and a strike. The Volcanoes lead by a score of 5-2. Armani Smith, his 4th hit of the night, is his 12th for the Volcanoes in the first game of this 3-game series. And Oshawa getting the sign from Brian Quijada, a ball and a strike. Harrison Freed at the plate. The windup and the 1-1 pitch. That is a swing and a miss, and a fastball outside for 1-2. The first 3 hitters for the Hawks will be Yorvis Torrealba, Trey Jacobs, and Daniel Cope. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters to try and make this a close game. A ball and 2 strikes. Oshawa with a runner on first base and Armani Smith. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. That's a swing and a miss, and a fastball down and in for strike 3 above the knees to end the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. And for Boise, 1 ejected manager. As we go into the top of the 8th inning, the score is Volcanoes 5, Boise 2, going into the top of the 8th inning. As the Volcanoes, maybe they're bringing in a new pitcher. As far as I can tell, it is Figueroa. But whoever it will be will face off against Yorvis Torrealba, Trey Jacobs, and Daniel Cope. 5-2, Volcanoes over Boise going into the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
You will be impressed with the new duplex community in South Salem, 50 Oaks. These smartly crafted homes are ready for purchase in the quiet, secluded neighborhood, close to schools and shopping, with green space that include oak trees and rain gardens. Premium touches include quartz countertops and luxury vinyl plank flooring. They feature 3 bedrooms with 2.5 baths, a garage, and washer-dryer hookups. It makes this a complete package to move in today. Call 503-551-5788, 503-551-5788.
Hi, this is Michelle at Copycats, located in West Salem, McMinnville, and Keizer. We are much more than a full-service copy center. While we have the latest technology in self-service and full-service copy machines, we also offer an amazing array of printing and binding options. Color copying, offset printing, process color printing, laser engraving, and a full-color poster. We do it all. Copycats offers high-quality products and services in addition to printing and copying, such as trophies, awards, signs, banners, business forms, and invitations. We also stock hundreds of different papers, from elegant stationery stock to suit every taste. So let Copycats of West Salem, McMinnville, and Keizer take care of you. Find us online at copycatsnw.com. At Copycats, our cats are paper trained.
Don't miss Newsmakers with Brent DeHart and Dave Bourne. Weekdays at noon on the Mid-Valley's Best Talk, 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the 8th inning. Nestor Rojas keeping in Miguel Figueroa here in the top of the 8th. As a new pitcher will most likely walk up onto the mound in the 9th. There is a pitcher in the bullpen right now for Salem-Keizer, who will come in either in this inning or in the next inning. But for right now, Figueroa will face off against the heart of the order, 2, 3, and 4 hitters in Torrealba, Jacobs, and Daniel Cope. With Torrealba, the only hitter out of the 3 who hasn't had a hit tonight so far. Figueroa, the windup and the first pitch to Torrealba's inside. That one almost hitting Torrealba again on the first pitch. He got hit on the shoulder in the 4th inning and got out in the fielder's choice. Got hit on the shoulder by Connor Nurse, and on that pitch, a slider. He almost got hit right there at around the same spot. Thankfully, he got out of the way in time. The 1-0 pitch is a foul chopper past the first base side, and the count is at 1-1. Torrealba 0 for 2 after he got hit by a pitch, got out in the fielder's choice. He lined out to the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez. It was a soft line out and struck out swinging on a 2-2 pitch to Connor Nurse. And the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss and a slider. Down and outside, under the knees at 1-2. We have gotten past the 2-hour mark here in today's game. Right now, 2 hours and 9 minutes. A ball and 2 strikes. Figueroa in the stretch, the windup and the 1-2. That is a check swing. Did he go? The infield umpire in Austin Nelson saying he went on a slider. And it'll be the first strikeout for Miguel Figueroa and the 10th combined strikeout for Volcanoes pitching here tonight. And we now go to the first baseman in Trey Jacobs, who is 1 for 3 with a single in the 6th inning, a fielder's choice in the 4th, grounded out in the 1st inning. Boise trying to avoid getting their 40th loss of the year, while the Volcanoes looking to get their 38th win of the season. Figueroa getting the sign from Chris Corbett. Wind up in the first pitch is a fly ball going to the left field. Back goes Harrison Freed. Freed is going back. Freed is under it. He's at the warning track and he'll make the catch. About a couple steps into the warning track. Steps into it after making the play. And Harrison Freed will make the catch for the second out. And the Volcanoes looking to get their 38th win. They had 39 wins in 2015. As now we go to Daniel Cope, who started the scoring for the Hawks back in the 2nd inning with that solo home run. And the windup in the first pitch by Figueroa, swing and a miss and a slider for strike 1. Cope, 1 for 2 with a solo home run and a strikeout. They have the most wins this year since 2015 when they had 39 total. And the 0-1 pitch is a strike 2 looking on a slider. No balls and 2 strikes. That was a slider inside under the letters. They finished in the 2015 season with a 39-37 record. 6 games behind Hillsborough in the overall standings, and they lost to Hillsborough in the Northwest League South Division playoffs in 3 games. And the 0-2 pitch by Figueroa outside, and a fastball for ball 1. The first time he's shown the fastball, 94 miles an hour, is the fastest. 39 wins. That is the most that they've had. The 1-2 pitch is a grounder. Fielded by the shortstop, Hopi. Throws to first. Gets him in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning to end the top of the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. The Volcanoes still lead 5-2. Going into the top of the 8th inning, the Hawks bringing in a new pitcher. They'll face off against Pomares, Aldrete, and Hopi. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Homegrown NFL star Kevin Boss of the Kansas City Chiefs goes to PT Northwest for his local physical therapy needs. With the help of PT Northwest, Kevin was able to achieve his goals of winning a Super Bowl. Need sports rehab yourself? Go where the pros go. Go online at ptnorthwest.com or call PT Northwest at 503-371-8860. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Staten, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem. PT Northwest is the premier sports rehab provider in the Willamette Valley and the official sports rehab provider to the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes.
Babe, wake up. Babe. Oh no, the room's on fire. Woo! Woo! Oh, it's an alien invasion. Pew pew. I guess I'll just eat this egg McMuffin.
Huh? Is there another one? Or...
Wake up breakfast at McDonald's. Mix and match 2 classics for $5. Choose from an Egg McMuffin or a Sausage McMuffin with egg, each made with real butter and a freshly cracked egg. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Limited time offer. Single item at regular price.
Coat of Arms, the premier firearm retailer in Keizer, has moved to their new location at 4190 North River Road, and the showroom is looking great. Coat of Arms offers Cerakoting, hydro dipping, chroming, smithing, and custom manufacturing. Looking for something unique? Coat of Arms will gladly special order the firearm of your choice. Coat of Arms is proudly veteran-owned. All advice is backed by experienced armorers. See the new Coat of Arms in Keizer for all your firearm needs, or visit them online at OregonGunShop.com. That's OregonGunShop.com.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes Baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Volcanoes with one last chance to get some runs on the board as they lead by a score of 5-2. The Boise Hawks bringing in their final pitcher of the day in Stephen Jones, the 22-year-old from Tallahassee, Florida, currently 2-1 with an ERA of 5.48. Once again, pitching against the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. They'll start off against Jairo Pomares, then Carter Aldrete, and then Jeff Hopi for the first 3 hitters. Last time he faced off against the Volcanoes was on July 21st. First pitch is a fly ball foul. That one hitting off of the general seating over the Hawks dugout along the third base side at 0-1. He is making his 5th appearance this year against the Volcanoes. Jones in the stretch against Pomares, wind up in the 0-1. That is a swing and a miss, and a slider for strike 2 on the outside corner. He went an inning and 19 pitches on the 21st, allowing a hit. But a few days prior, on July 18th, he threw in a third of an inning, walking 1 on 8 pitches. And the 0-2 pitch is a slider outside and a ball and 2 strikes. The most pitches that he has thrown against the Volcanoes was 29, and he did it twice. And both with 16 strikes, too. The 1-2 pitch, that is a blooper, getting over the head of the second baseman, or my mistake, over the head of the shortstop, Deloney, in the short left center. As Deloney tried to make a nice catch there, but Pomares will get in on the action with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th. As we go to the starting third baseman in Carter Aldrete, looking for his first hit of the night. After he got an RBI with a sacrifice fly, he grounded out to the shortstop Deloney, and he got out in a pop fly, a foul pop out to the catcher Brian Quijada. He has not allowed a run against the Volcanoes this year in 4 appearances entering today. The first pitch to Aldrete is a ball 1 inside. He has thrown 4 1/3 innings against the Volcanoes this year and has not allowed a run. The 1-0 pitch is outside and a strike 1 looking on a fastball. That one under the letters and a little bit outside. or my mistake, the only time that he allowed a run was in one appearance where he allowed 4 earned runs. They won one pitch that gets past the glove of the third baseman Plantier. And there's going to be runners on first and second base. Pomares will go to second. Carter Aldretti will go to first. And first, Pomares gets his first hit. Now Aldretti gets his first hit of the night. They'll start off the inning with back-to-back singles for, I believe that is the third time tonight. That is the third time tonight. The only time that Jones allowed a run against the Volcanoes was when he allowed 4 earned runs against them on June 30th, and that was in Memorial Stadium. And it was at a game that the Volcanoes won by a score of 11-8. He threw 29 pitches and 16 strikes. Jones getting the sign from Quijada. First pitch to the shortstop, Hopi, is a ball one for a fastball inside. It brought his ERA up from 3.18 to 8.10, and it's been over 3.18 since. 1 ball, no strikes. Jones in the stretch, the windup in the 1-0. That is a strike one looking on a fastball in the outside corner. Under the letters at 1-1. Runners on first and second base. Pomares at second base, Aldretti at first to start off the bottom of the 8th inning. The Volcanoes were absolutely unstoppable in the bottom of the 8th in the last 3 home games against Everett. The 1-1 pitch, he tries bunting for it, but it'll go outside on a slider for a ball 2, and hope he didn't back the bat away. And if he did, it was only for a little bit, as the catcher, Brian Quijada, fielded the ball into the other hitter's box. Jones getting the sign from Quijada, wind up in the 2-1. That is a strike 2 looking on a fastball. That one above the knees, a little above the knees on the bottom part of the strike zone, 2-2. And Jones is ahead of the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th, and the Volcanoes lead 5-2. Jones getting the sign, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch, that is a check swing. Did he go? The infield umpire in Austin Nelson saying he did. And it will be a strikeout for Jones for out number 1 in the 8th inning. And we now go to the starting first baseman in Baker Mendoza, my mistake, who is 2 for 3 with a solo home run in the 4th inning. It was the only Volcanoes player to get a home run, as he now has 10 RBIs as his 2nd home run and his 11th run for the Volcanoes, as he has become a very impactful player in the Volcanoes lineup in the past few days. Jones, the windup in the first pitch to Mendoza. That's a line shot past the first base side at 0-1. Nobody in the bullpen for Boise, so Fred Ocasio relying on Jones for the rest of the night. Quijada moving a little bit inside to the right-handed hitter, Mendoza, and the 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 2 on an inside fastball. And no balls and 2 strikes, or a swing and a foul, as Mendoza got a piece of that one. 1 out, runners on first and second for the Volcanoes. Baker Mendoza is at the plate. The 0-2 pitch, that is a curveball and a foul ball. Another one past the first base line. And the count is staying at 0-2. Chris Corbett, the on-deck hitter, is now the only person who does not have a base hit. And I'll have a chance to later in this inning. The 0-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. And a changeup outside for a swing and a miss for a strike 3, out number 2 in the 8th. And we now go to Chris Corbett, the only Volcanoes hitter who does not have a base hit, entering this moment. As he also has a chance to get an RBI as well. His first RBI, he has no RBIs entering today. Wind up in the first pitch is a ground ball fielded by Deloney. Gets bobbled a little bit, but he'll throw to first and will get Corbett in time. And that's going to end the night offensively for the Volcanoes. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a couple of runners left on. And that'll end the bottom of the 8th inning. And the score, Volcanoes 5, Hawks 2. The Volcanoes, I believe they may be bringing in a new pitcher. The pitch against Tyler Plantier, Trevor Boone, and LJ Hatch in the top of the 9th. But we'll see after this break. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Aspinwall's Nursery and Produce has fresh products rolling in daily at their store on Highway 22. Fresh peaches are finally here. Fresh blueberries, blackberries, Walla Walla onions, sweet corn, Hermiston cantaloupes, and watermelons are all in stock. You've got to try some of their amazing homemade desserts with ice cream. Enjoy all the great taste of summer at Aspinwall's Nursery and Produce on Highway 22, west of the bridge. See more on Aspinwall's Nursery and Produce Facebook page.
This is Sergeant Mike, and I want to tell you about my friends at Larry's Locksmith. I'm sure you all have entry locks right now that need replacing or need to be rekeyed. Perhaps you've put it off because you didn't know who to call or someone that you could trust. Larry's Locksmith service has earned the trust of thousands of Mid-Valley customers. Rapid response for lockouts of buildings, vehicles, or safes. Almost any kind of lock can be replaced or rekeyed by Larry's Locksmith service. Check them out at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com.
Buying or refinancing a home can be one of the most exciting times in your life and the most stressful. Jeff Lang at Avenue Mortgage can help put your mind at ease when it comes to home mortgages. Rates are at near historic lows. Buying, selling, or refinancing? Call Jeff today. 503-949-6302. He can also do reverse mortgages. Jeff Lang at Avenue Mortgage can put your mind at ease. 503-949-6302. NMLS number 273136. NMLS number 237701.
Your home of the Salem-Keizer volcanoes all season long. Discover the wonder all over again. Exclusively on 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we are now back here in the top of the 9th inning. The score, Salem-Keizer 5 and the Boise Hawks 2. As the Hawks, they are trailing by 3 runs. They need 4 to take the lead, 3 to take the tie. With Miguel Figueroa back on the mound, he'll have a chance to close this one out, maybe even get his second save of the season, as Figueroa will face off against the 5, 6, and 7 hitter, starting with the third baseman Tyler Plantier. This season, the Volcanoes are 10-2 against the Boise Hawks. They're 10-2 against the Boise Hawks, and they've won their last 8 games of the season. Figueroa will start off against Tyler Plantier. First pitch is a foul ball that'll hit the backstop behind home plate at 0-1. The Volcanoes have won their last 7 games. They're going to try and make it 8 straight against Boise this year. And the first pitch will be a foul ball. Plantier 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts, as they'll start off against Miguel Figueroa. The 0-1 pitch is a strike 2 looking on a slider inside at 0-2. It'll be Plantier, the left fielder Trevor Boone, and the second baseman LJ Hatch, as Nestor Rojas will definitely have a lot of room in his bullpen, along with the pitching coach Dwight Bernard, so he can use it tomorrow. The 0-2 pitch is a fastball up and inside, and a ball and 2 strikes. So Nestor Rojas, the Volcanoes acting manager, and the Volcanoes pitching coach Dwight Bernard, they're both going to have not that much room in their bullpen. They're going to have a lot of pitchers to use tomorrow. The 1-2 pitch is a high foul chopper. It is called foul by trainer as Aldretti starts running from his third base position to field it. And the count will stay at 1-2. You got to give Aldretti A for effort right there. It was called foul for a while, but he still ran after that ball as it was hit down the third base line. And Figueroa's ahead of the count at a ball and 2 strikes, looking for the first out in the top of the 9th. The 1-2 pitch is a fly ball foul past the first base side, going into the metal seating. As Figueroa still has a chance to get his second strikeout of the night here against Plantier, the 1-2, and it will be another foul ball. That one on an inside fastball, and the count will stay at 1-2. So the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes looking to get the most wins since they got 39 in 2015, which is the last time they went to the playoffs. They got 38 wins in 2014. They're going to have a chance at their 38th win this here tonight. The 1-2 pitch is a ball 2 that'll hit the backstop, and the count is at 2-2. And that will be on a fastball outside into the left-handed hitter's box. The Boise Hawks trying to avoid getting their 40th loss this year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch. That is a check swing on a strike 3 called on a slider on the outside corner above the knees. And Plantier strikes out. He had a couple of words for Trainer before he walks back over to the dugout for out number 1 here in the top of the 9th inning. Here is the left fielder in Trevor Boone, who's looking for his first hit of the night. A pair of ground outs and a fly out so far tonight. As the Volcanoes, 5 runs on 14 hits, no errors. Boise, 2 runs on 5 hits. First pitch is a hard hit shot on the left field. Freed under it. Freed looking back. That will get over the head of Harrison Freed and will hit off the warning track. Going to second is Trevor Boone, and he will stay there. It's a 1-out double. They are trailing by 3, so they're going to have to need more than a double if they want to stay in this game. They trail 5-2. With 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Scores from around the Northwest League. Hillsboro is leading Eugene by a score of 5-0 going into the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 7th inning, Everett leading Spokane by a score of 3-1. And going into the bottom of the 8th inning, Tri-City leads Vancouver by a score of 4-0. Vancouver only has 1 hit. And pitcher-friendly Geisa Stadium. Figueroa, the first pitch to the second baseman, L.J. Hatch, goes under the strike zone on a slider at 1-0. Harrison Freed, he stood there still for a second, and it turned out to be a second too late as he went straight back to the warning track and was not able to make the play, not even close. A ball and no strikes. Figueroa, the pitch, that's a ball 2, gets away from Corbett as Boone will go to third. And Trevor Boone going to third base on the wild pitch, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Hillsboro, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Eugene, they're getting shut out, and they only have 3 hits. Top of the 7th inning right now. Spokane has a runner on first base. And they're trailing by 2. 1 run on 8 hits and an error. Everett, 3 runs on 9 hits. As they'll try to get 1 step closer to that Northwest League North second half title spot. But Tri-City, the team in front of them, is leading 4-0 over Vancouver. The 2-0 pitch, oh boy, inside on a fastball upstairs at ball 3. So Boise will have a runner on third base. And they have their 3rd run 90 feet away as Miguel Figueroa tries to finish off the game here in the top of the 9th. The 3-0 pitch is a fastball for a strike 1 looking. Moves a little bit inside, and it's a 3-1 count. L.J. Hatch is 1 for 3 with a leadoff double in the 5th inning and scored one of the 2 runs for Boise. It was his 2nd run as a Boise Hawk this year. 3 balls and a strike. Figueroa, the 3-1 pitch. That's outside and a ball 4. And Boise will have runners on the corners. That brings up the catcher, Brian Quijada, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI double in the 5th inning that drove in Hatch in the 5th inning. Also got a single in the 7th on an 0-2 count against Connor Nurse. Forced him out of the game. He is still online for his first win of the year. If the Volcanoes can get the final 2 outs here, if they can turn 2, they are in double play position with a runner on the corners and the runner on first base. And Figueroa, again, the sign from Chris Corbett. At third base is Trevor Boone. At first base is L.J. Hatch. The windup and the first pitch is a ball 1 inside on a slider under the knees, and Corbett in the dirt trying to field it. That is a 1-0 count. So almost every game here is getting very close to being done, but this game looks like it may be the first one to concluding. The 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss, and a slider for strike 1. as it looked like Hatch was going to go to second base. But Corbett also has to really pay attention here. He's got to have eyes on the back of his head as well, because not only is he throwing to second base, he's allowing Trevor Boone, giving him the green light to score if he throws a second. It's a 1-1 count, and is a ball 2 and a fastball outside. So LJ Hatch has a chance to steal second, but the Volcanoes need to also see through that. They need to see the fact that there's a guy on third base, and that if they throw to second, that there needs to be a cutoff man. 2 balls and a strike. That's a swing and a miss and a strike. 2 on a slider, and the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So LJ Hatch at first base, and Trevor Boone is at third base. Runners on the corners, and the Volcanoes 2 outs away from getting their 38th win of the year. So Spokane now has the game-tying run at second base. Runners on second and third with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Figueroa ahead of the count, 2-2. Wind up and the pitch. That is a chopper fielded by Aldretti. He'll not throw to home, but he'll throw to second. He'll get one, but the throw will be wide right to the second baseman Rodriguez. Aldretti, instead of throwing home to try and get Trevor Boone, instead he'll throw to second. And it'll be an RBI fielder's choice for Brian Quijada, and the score is now 5-3 Volcanoes. It'll be a 5-4 for a fielder's choice. Aldretti was throwing to second base with good intentions. He was throwing to second to try and turn 2. He threw it to try and get the runner in LJ Hatch to where he does, but the throw is wide right to Yorlis Rodriguez, which means he wasn't able to throw to first. Here's Vladimir Delone, wind up in the first pitch. Oh, that is inside at a ball 1, but not inside enough to where Delone, he flops onto the ground, onto the right-handed hitter's box, and the count will start off at 1-0. It was a slider inside, but Delone thought that ball was closer to him than what it really looks like from here, and he ends up flopping onto the ground in the first pitch. On the 1-0, that is a shot going into right field. Armani Smith is under it, and he'll make the catch, and that is 8 straight for the Volcanoes. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes have beaten the Boise Hawks in 8 consecutive games. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on, and the Volcanoes will win this game by a final score of 5-3. The Boise Hawks now with a record of 24-40. In a second-half record of 9-17, while the Volcanoes now 38-26. They have a second-half record of 12-14. We're going to take a break here from Volcano Stadium. We're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Keeping an active lifestyle is one of the best ways to stay fit and healthy. At PT Northwest, our goal is to help you achieve just that. Through our clinical outcomes and highly trained experts, we can help you recover from an injury or help you advance to where you want to be. Find a professional physical therapist now at PT Northwest with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Staten, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem. Go online to ptnorthwest.com to find out more.
Hi, I'm Danny Moore, General Manager here at Creekside Golf Club located in South Salem. Summer is in the air and everybody's thinking about golf. Whether you play a little bit of golf or golf every day, we have a membership level for everybody. And with golf membership, the whole family gets to use all of our amenities, which are several. We just opened the swimming pool for summer. We have a state-of-the-art workout facility. We have a great driving range, which offers free range balls for the whole family. We have a performance center for club fitting and club repair. And new, we have 2 pickleball courts, a basketball area, and under construction is a new bocce ball court. So as you can see, we have something for the whole family. Our restaurant, Danny's on the Green, features great food, great service, and views of the golf course. Great for summer and winter dining. Right now, we're offering a special. If you come on out and play golf and pay a greens fee, you receive a free hat. Visit our website at golfcreekside.com or come see me. I'd love to show you around.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes have beaten the Boise Hawks for the 8th consecutive time this year. against Boise. And for the first time in this three-game series, by a final score of 5-3, the Boise Hawks 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 6 runners left on, while the Volcanoes 5 runs on 14 hits, no errors, and they left 7 runners on. Connor Nurse gets his first win. He is at 1-3. While Jeffrey Okondo gets his 7th loss, he is down to 1-7. While Miguel Figueroa gets the 2nd save of the year for Salem-Keizer in a game that lasted 2 hours and 34 minutes. It had an attendance of 1,975 people. Boise down to 24-40, 9-17 in second half play, while the Volcanoes 38-26 with a second half record of 12-14. We're going to take a break here to start off post game. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Johnson Funeral Home in Salem salutes our veterans and thanks them for their years of service for our country. Local owners of Johnson Funeral Home, Miles and Aaron, understand the importance of being responsible service providers. They work with families at a difficult time and make sure that all the details and considerations are properly handled. Keep locally owned Johnson Funeral Home in mind for funerals, cremations, pre-planning, or celebrations of life. For more details, go to johnsonscelebrations.com. johnsonscelebrations.com.
At Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions, we offer complete home comfort together in one place.
With a variety of heating and cooling systems and a full range of energy-related home improvements, including insulation, duct leakage testing and sealing, energy audits, performance assessments, and more.
How can we help you be more comfortable in your home? Give us a call and find out.
Day Heating and Day Energy Solutions. Complete home comfort together in one place. 363-4822.
You need to change your oil, so don't put it off. Go to First Lube Plus and get their $34.99 oil change for only $24.99. Mention the Volcanoes and you save $10. You'll get a smile from your tech and excellent service. There's no hassle or pushy sales guy to deal with. They just want to change your oil and keep your vehicle running great. The Volcanoes $24.99 special just makes your experience even better. First Lube Plus is downtown at 615 Liberty. They're also an authorized U-Haul rental outlet. It's First Lube Plus in downtown Salem.
The game may be over, but we're not done yet. It's the post-game wrap-up, presented by Chevron Extra Mile. Now, here's Payne Patchett on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes have beaten the Boise Hawks in game 1 of a 3-game series by a final score of 5-3. The Hawks 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and they left 6 runners on. While the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, they score 5 runs. They have 14 hits, no runs, and they have left 7 runners on in this game. The winning pitcher getting his first win will be Connor Nurse, who is now 1-3. The losing pitcher in this game will be Jeffrey Okondo, who gets his 7th loss. He is at 1-7. And Miguel Figueroa gets his 2nd save of the year in a game that lasted 2 hours and 34 minutes. It had an attendance of 1,975 people. The Boise Hawks get their 40th loss. They are the first team in the Northwest League to get to 40 losses at 24-40 with a 9-17 record in second half play. While the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes now with a record of 38-26 and a second half record of 12-14. And if you were to tell me to summarize this game with just one sentence, I'll give you 2 words: Connor Nurse. He was absolutely dominant on the mound. He was the first Volcanoes pitcher to throw more than 6 innings for the Volcanoes in this game. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs. He walked 1, and he struck out 9 to get his first win of the year against the Boise Hawks in his 7th start for the Volcanoes. He allowed a solo home run to Daniel Cope after the Volcanoes scored 3 in the bottom of the first. The Volcanoes getting 3 runs on an RBI double by Canario, an RBI double by Armani Smith. And a few batters later, the third baseman Carter Aldretti with a sacrifice fly to right, which scored Armani Smith and made the score 3-0. Boise cutting the lead down to 3-1 after the solo home run by Cope. A 1-2-3 inning by Nurse in the third. The Hawks leaving a runner leaving runners on first and second in the fourth. The fifth inning ending in a very wild double play after the Hawks scored their second run on an RBI double by Brian Quijada, which made the score 4-2. It was 4-1. Baker Mendoza hitting his second home run of the season. A double play occurred in which the right fielder Armani Smith made a diving play to rob Joe Iltz of a base hit and then threw immediately to second to the catcher Brian Quijada, who was at second base because of the double, and he got picked off at second. It was a 9-6-4 double play to end the fifth inning. And fast forward to the bottom of the fifth inning, the Volcanoes getting their fifth and final run of the game on an RBI single by Smith, which scores Yorlis Rodriguez for the second time today and made the score 5-2. Connor Nurse got out of the sixth inning, and it looked like that he was going to be done after 6, but that wasn't until I saw Nurse go onto the mound for the seventh inning, and that was when I realized that his performance on the mound was something pretty special. As he walked onto the seventh inning, got one guy out, but allowed a single to Brian Quijada. And that was when Nestor Rojas, the Volcanoes acting manager, walked up to the mound and ended his night. 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out 9. This is the first time this year that he has struck out 9 batters. This is the most strikeouts he's had all year, as he struck out 9 in the Arizona League last season. He struck out 8 in the Arizona League earlier this year, back in June. And the most strikeouts that he has had with the Volcanoes up until today was 5. And he was done after 6 1/3. Miguel Figueroa came in after him through 2 2/3 innings of really good relief. An inning, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Got his second save of the year. Jeffrey Acondo, he entered today, didn't have pretty good stats. He was 1-6 with an ERA of 6.86. He had an opponent batting average of .322. He allowed 11 hits through 4+ innings, 5 innings, walked to no one, and struck out 1. He got his 7th loss of the year, allowing all 5 runs, as the Volcanoes will get their 38th win of the season. The starting pitchers for both teams, for the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, it'll be Kervin Castro. Well, for the Boise Hawks, it'll be Micah Kaxer, who will be making his first start for the Boise against the Volcanoes this year. And for the third and final game, it'll be Travis Perry against Will Etheridge. And it will be the final game before the Volcanoes will travel to play 4 games at Vancouver. And then we'll play 4 more road games against Eugene after a day off on August 27th. Again, the final score here from Volcano Stadium is the Volcanoes 5, the Boise Hawks 3. The Volcanoes are now 11-2 this year against Boise and have won their last 8 games against the Hawks after winning the final game of that 3-game series at Memorial Stadium and then winning 6 straight in a home-and-home series. And it was those 6 consecutive wins, 6 of 7 straight wins the Volcanoes had to finish off the first half of the Northwest League season. That was crucial to their first playoff berth since 2015. We're going to take a break here from Volcano Stadium. Again, the final score, Volcanoes 5, Hawks 3. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
I know, you thought your local Domino's couldn't make the $5.99 Mix and Match special any more awesome, but yes, we did. Mix and match any 2 or more of the following: a medium 2-topping Domino's pizza, stuffed cheesy bread, 8-piece boneless chicken, pasta dish, an oven-baked sandwich, or our amazing new bread twist for only $5.99 each. And now you can make the pizza a large 2-topping for only $3 more. Mix and match as many of these delicious Domino's items as you'd like for only $5.99 each. And don't forget to make your pizza large for just $3 more. Order online at Domino's.com today.
When it comes to plumbing issues, you need someone you can trust. Done Right Plumbing is family-owned and operated with years of experience serving residential customers in the Mid-Valley. They take great pride in getting the job done right the first time. Done Right will respect you, your home, and the environment. The staff is proud to live and work in the Mid-Valley and support our local events. Call them at 503-364-2668. When you need plumbing, get her done right at Done Right Plumbing. That's Done, R-I-T-E, Plumbing.
Huggins and Bliss Insurance encourage you to shop locally. Everyone needs insurance, and when you work with Huggins and Bliss, you get a best-in-class agent, advisor, and advocate. More importantly, the money you spend stays in our community. Huggins and Bliss are proud to support many area nonprofits who are helping to meet critical needs. One such nonprofit is Liberty House, which provides support to children who have been abused. Their mission of changing hurt into hope impacts the trajectory of young lives in a positive way. If it wasn't for Liberty House, there would be no entity in Salem doing this work. If you want to learn more about Liberty House or even donate to their cause, please visit libertyhousecenter.org. To get a quote from Huggins and Bliss, please call 503-585-2211 or visit Huggins.com and reference Liberty House. In addition to getting a thorough and competitive quote, Huggins will make a $25 contribution to Liberty House.
Do you have a tree problem on your property? R&R Tree Service has the answer. Whether it be stump grinding, trimming, pruning, or tree removal, R&R Tree Service has you covered. This family-owned tree care company, located in the heart of Salem, has been helping property owners in the Mid-Willamette Valley make the best tree care decisions. Call the friendly office staff at R&R Tree Service or visit them at rrtreeservice.com and sign up for a free bidder estimate. That's rrtreeservice.com.
This is Ray from Fordyce Farm. It's August. Do we still have you pick fruit? Yes. Blueberries, black currants, strawberries, and apples are getting started, one variety after another. These are available already picked in our store, along with peaches, melons, corn, heirloom tomatoes, scones, ice cream. It's all so good. Find Fordyce Farm on the web, Facebook, Instagram, and at 7023 Sunnyview Road Northeast. Fordyce Farm, yum!
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. The Volcanoes have just won the first game of a 3-game series of the Boise Hawks by a final score of 5-3. Looking over at the standings at the moment, for the Northwest League, the Volcanoes getting their 12th win in second half play. They're going to stay in third place, while the Boise Hawks are going to stay in last place with a record of 9-17. And while these two teams are going to stay in second and third place, doesn't mean that is not relevant, as we just got the final score here from the other Northwest League South game that was going on at PK Park, the game between the Hillsboro Hops and the Eugene Emeralds. We start off in the top of the first inning with Hillsboro getting an RBI single from Leo Pagero, making it 1-0. Lyle Lynn with an RBI single, making it 2-0. In the top of the third, Tristan English with a solo home run, making it 3-0. Top of the fifth, Pagero back at it again with another RBI single. And then top of the sixth, Dominic Canzone hits his second home run. The final score, Hillsboro 5, Eugene 0. The Hops 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. The Eugene Emeralds no runs on 3 hits and no errors. And it is because that Eugene beat Hillsboro that the Hillsboro Hops will stay in first place. They're now 2 games ahead of first place, which means, or 2 games ahead of Eugene in first place, which means that they are 1 step closer to getting that Northwest League South Division first half title. A very huge win for Hillsboro in terms of getting that second half title. They were already 1 game ahead of the Eugene Emeralds entering today, and now they're 2 games ahead of them. They're going to have a shot to play against the Volcanoes on September 4th with time winding down on the Northwest League regular season. And the other 2 games that are going on at this moment right now in the top of the 9th inning between Vancouver and Tri-City. Right now it's 4-0 Tri-City over the Canadians. Bottom of the first inning with Tri-City scoring 3 of their 4 runs on a 2-run double by Jack Stronach and an RBI single by Sean Gilby. 3-0 Tri-City. And the bottom of the 5th, Kevin Mellion with his 13th double to center field. And the score right now, Tri-City 4 runs and 8 hits and an error. While the Vancouver Canadians, they have no runs on only 1 hit and 1 error. As the guy who has the only hits for the Vancouver Canadians was Will Robertson, the right fielder, as the Dust Devils will look to keep their chances at getting a Northwest League North Division second half title alive, as they were up 1 game ahead of the Everett Aqua Sox with a 13-12 record, Everett with a 12-13 record, and Vancouver just slowly going away from their shot in a Northwest League South Division second half title. And right now going into the top of the 8th inning, the game between the Spokane Indians and Everett Aquasox. And it looks like that may be the final game that'll be done today. Spokane playing as Everett. The Aquasox scoring all 3 of their runs in the bottom of the first. Trent Tinglestead with a 2-run single and Juan Camacho with an RBI single. Makes it 3-0. And finally in the top of the 4th, Spokane with an RBI ground out by Alex Ovalis. And the score right now, Spokane, 1 run on 9 hits and 1 error. The Everett Aquasox, 3 runs on 10 hits and no errors. A very tight-knit game. It'll be fairly interesting to see where this will go in the near future. This is the Everett Aquasox first game out of 6 that they're going to play for the rest of the year. 3 here at Funko Field at Everett Memorial and 3 in Avista Stadium in Spokane. They're not consecutive because the Aquasox are going to have to play an interleague series in between that. But when they come back from their break on August 27th, then they'll travel over to Avista Stadium to play against the Spokane Indians in the last-ditch effort to get that Northwest League North second half playoff spot so they can continue playing against the Indians and will overtake the Tri-City Dust Devils in order to get that Northwest League North second half division title. Again, right now into the top of the 9th inning, Vancouver has the bases loaded with 2 outs, and they have the game-tying run up to the plate in the only guy who has a hit, in Will Robertson. The Everett Aquasox leading 3-1, and we have 2 final scores. Salem-Keizer beating Boise 5-3, and Hillsborough beating Eugene 5-0. The most significant game in the Northwest League at PK Park. We're going to take one more break here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. The final score here from Volcano Stadium, Salem-Keizer 5, Boise 3. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
There's nothing better than the crack of a baseball bat and the cheer of the crowd. Les Schwab is proud to sponsor Summertime Baseball and all of the sights and sounds of the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. This team knows how to work together, inning after inning, game after game, just like the team at your local Les Schwab. Whether you need new tires, wheels, or a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts, Les Schwab is ready for you. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
John, the owner of John's Decks and Fences, will be on your deck or fencing job every day, making sure that every detail is correct. If you're thinking about a deck or fencing project, talk it over with John. He'll be able to help your dream come true. John's Decks and Fences is a family-owned business with low overhead, so that means big savings for you. Many Mid-Valley people are glad they chose John's Decks and Fences for their project. With all the options available, it's good to have an expert in your corner. Contact John at 855-946-5393, CCB number 219310.
Let's say you bought your house in the last 10 years. That means your house has been making you some money. So how do you get it? It's really easy. You refinance with Team Canales. Hi, I'm Katie Canales from Team Canales at Landmark Professional Mortgage, your local mortgage experts. Let's talk about why refinancing right now can be your best move. By refinancing your home, you can lower your monthly mortgage payment, have cash to pay for needed upgrades, or do an amazing remodel. You can even pay off those mounting credit card bills. So how do you get started? Well, that's easy too. Start by going to youshouldrefinance.com to apply today. It will take only 5 minutes to finish the application. You might even be done before this commercial break. Again, go to youshouldrefinance.com. Refinancing can be your best move of 2019. Start right now. This is Katie Canales with Team Canales. youshouldrefinance.com.
License number ML5038, NMLS COID 399162, NMLS ID 2707783, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
This is Sergeant Mike, and I want to tell you about my friends at Larry's Locksmith. I'm sure you all have entry locks right now that need replacing or need to be rekeyed. Perhaps you've put it off because you didn't know who to call or someone that you could trust. Larry's Locksmith service has earned the trust of thousands of Mid-Valley customers. Rapid response for lockouts of buildings, vehicles, or safes. Almost any kind of lock can be replaced or rekeyed by Larry's Locksmith service. Check them out at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com.
If you have an accident in your car or truck, go to Jackson's Body Shop and you'll be well taken care of. This third-generation family business has repaired thousands of vehicles right here in Salem. The Jackson team brings you the best of both worlds. They have an excellent working relationship with insurance companies, but they are your advocate when notifying the insurance adjuster what your vehicle needs to get back to its prior condition, not what you can get by with. Jackson's Body Shop on Silverton Road. Jackson'sAutobody.com. Jackson'sAutobody.com.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon. The Volcanoes winning the first game of a 3-game road series, home series, my mistake, against the Boise Hawks by a final score of 5-3. They got their 38th win of the season and their 12th win in second half play. Well, they gave the Boise Hawks their 40th loss, and they are now 11-2 against Boise this year, and they got their 8th consecutive win going into tomorrow, in which, once again, the pitching matchup between the Volcanoes and the Boise Hawks. Curvin Castro for Salem-Keizer against Micah Kaxer for the Boise Hawks. And then in the third and final game, it'll be Will Etheridge against Travis Perry, as Perry will look to get his 5th win of the season. As we now take a look at the scores from around Major League Baseball, as tradition for the final segment, there's a few games going on still around Major League Baseball. The first one in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Arizona Diamondbacks in a very high-scoring game, leading the Colorado Rockies by a score of 8-6, with the Diamondbacks scoring 5 of their 8 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. It made the score 8-3, but the Rockies scored 3 runs in the top of the 7th. And right now, the Diamondbacks lead by 2. Going into the bottom of the 8th inning, the Oakland A's lead the New York Yankees by a score of 6-2. The A's scoring 4 of their 6 runs in the first 2 innings. And they also had back-to-back home runs in the process as well by Matt Olson and Mark Canha. Over the course of this game, they lead by 4 over the Yankees. And right now, in the bottom of the 6th inning at Dodger Stadium, the LA Dodgers are leading the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 12-3. The game started off with a leadoff home run by Bo Bichette against Clayton Kershaw, but so far the recent story is apparently after Cody Bellinger slid in third base, got a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction. Really, that's all the information I can give out right now. But now, the information that I can give out is the final scores from around Major League Baseball. We start off with the first game. I believe this is the first game of a doubleheader. Yes, it is, between the LA Angels and the Texas Rangers, a makeup of a rainout game on July 1st, in which the Angels beat the Rangers by a score of 5-1. Mike Trout hitting his 42nd home run of the year, and Willie Calhoun hitting a solo shot in the bottom of the 6th. That was the only run for the Rangers. We'll go to game 2 a little shortly. The Baltimore Orioles beating the Kansas City Royals by a score of 4-1, scoring all 4 of their runs in the 7th and 8th innings. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, Hanser Alberto hitting a go-ahead 3-run home run to give the Orioles a 4-1 lead. The Pittsburgh Pirates beating the Washington Nationals by a score of 4-1. Same score, and it was almost in the same scenario. They scored all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, highlighted by a home run by Starling Marte, his 22nd. And the Pirates got their 52nd win of the year. The Philadelphia Phillies beating the Boston Red Sox by a score of 3-2. Aaron Nola getting his 12th win of the year in interleague play. Jackie Bradley Jr. getting his 15th home run. And that was really the only thing that Nola allowed that was really serious. The Cincinnati Reds beating the San Diego Padres by a score of 3-2. Freddie Galvis hitting a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th inning to propel the Reds to a 3-1 lead. They would win by a score of 3-2. The New York Mets beating the Cleveland Indians by a score of 9-2. Michael Conforto hitting a home run after there was an error that was committed by a Cleveland Indians player, and that would prove to be very crucial. The Mets would win by 7. The Seattle Mariners beating the Tampa Bay Rays. Tom Murphy back at it again. Got his 16th home run of the year. Kyle Seager with his 17th home run. Both guys have been red hot for the Mariners. Tommy Malone getting his 3rd win of the season as well. The Atlanta Braves beating the Miami Marlins by a score of 5-1. Freddie Freeman hitting 2 home runs, getting 4 RBIs on the night as the Braves win by 4. Dallas Keuchel getting his 4th win. The St. Louis Cardinals beating the Milwaukee Brewers by a score of 9-4. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th and the bottom of the 7th on a bases-clearing double by Dexter Fowler. Cardinals win by 5. The Chicago Cubs beating the San Francisco Giants by a score of 5-3. Anthony Rizzo hitting 2 home runs off of Tyler Beede as the Cubs would win by 2. Beede would get a no decision. Nick Castellanos getting his 18th home run. For the Giants, Kevin Pillar getting his 18th, and Austin Slater getting his 4th home run for the Giants. And now here's game 2 of that doubleheader between the Angels and the Rangers, bottom of the 11th inning. And the Rangers would win on a walk-off in the bottom of the 11th inning and would split the Angels in the doubleheader. It's the second consecutive night that the Rangers beat the Angels in 11 innings as Nick Solak hit a ground ball that got off the glove of the first baseman Albert Pujols that scored the game-winning run. The Angels, they lose game 2 in extra innings. The Detroit Tigers playing the Houston Astros. The Astros winning by a score of 6-3. Jose Altuve had a 2 RBI game in his 23rd home run of the year. George Springer getting his 27th. Brad Peacock getting his 7th win as the Astros won by 3. They scored 5 of their first 6 runs in the first couple of innings. And finally, the Minnesota Twins get their 77th win. They beat the Chicago White Sox by a final score of 14-4. Max Kepler, Nelson Cruz, and Jorge Polanco getting their latest home runs. Kepler his 34th, Nelson Cruz his 33rd, and Jorge Polanco his 19th. While for the White Sox, Jose Abreu getting his 28th, and Tim Anderson getting his 13th home run, but the Twins would win by a score of 14-4. Not the wild card. We're going to get to that shortly. The standings now: the Yankees ahead of 10.5 games over the Tampa Bay Rays. The Minnesota Twins 3 games over Cleveland, and the Houston Astros 8.5 games over the Oakland A's. As for the National League, the Braves 6 games over the Nationals. The St. Louis Cardinals are a half game ahead of the Chicago Cubs. And the Dodgers are 19 games ahead of the Dodgers and Giants at this moment because the Dodgers are still playing and will possibly win. As for the wild card standings, the Indians and the Rays both have the 2 wild card spots, where Oakland has half a game. And in the National League wild card race, the Nationals and the Cubs both have the 2 wild card spots. The Mets and Phillies both 2 games back. The Brewers 3.5, and the Diamondbacks and the Giants both 4.5 games back as of this moment. So once again here, back up to short season A ball, back down to short season A ball. The final score is the Volcanoes. They beat the Boise Hawks 5-3. Boise 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They left 6 runners on. The Volcanoes 5 runs on 14 hits, no errors. They left 7 runners on. Connor Nurse, he has thrown 6 1/3 innings, the most innings that a Volcano starting pitcher has thrown this year. He gets his first win. He earns his first win at 1-3 after the performance he made tonight. Jeffrey Ocondo getting his 7th loss at 1-7, while Miguel Figueroa gets his 2nd save of the year in a game that had 1,975 people in it. The Volcanoes getting their 38th win overall and their 12th second-half win, while the Boise Hawks get their 40th loss in their 9-17 in second-half play. From Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon, this is Payne Patchett signing off, saying good night, everybody. You've been listening to 2 hours and 34 minutes of Salem-Keizer Volcano baseball on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Built as user-friendly as it is budget-friendly, the Kubota Z100 zero-turn mower can maneuver any landscape and cut a lawn worth admiring. With smooth controls and a cut that's adjustable right from the seat, this machine makes mowing way more comfortable, all while delivering professional-grade results. Find yours at your local dealer. Kubota, shape your world.
See Lynn Benton Tractor, just off Highway 34.